joys of life and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham, it's time, baby. Low, it's time how we do. Hey. They said, we said, we hit. They said, we said, we on. They said, we said, we strong. They said, we said, we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said, we said, we in. They said, we said, we on. They said, we said, strong. They said, we said, go. We say that you heard right. 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 Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a wheel. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make you bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 69th, oh yeah, edition of the Lowdown on TSWS Gaming. It's not the lowdown like you're used to it. There's some extra sauce today. It's trying to pretend like it's calm and composed, but we'll see what happens. I'm Loke7. He's Ham Solo. He's also Matt Likes Games. Ham, Matt, how y'all doing?
I'm going to go ahead and go first. I'm not doing too hot. I'm not doing that great. I'm fine. But I'm not doing great. I can tell you that much. We're going to dive right into the news of what we've seen that happened today. I mean, I've seen the list of topics that you sent me, and I can't lie, like the first like 2 or 3, I was like, don't care. Oh, there it is. There's the topic.
Ham, I'm gonna put up the games because it's TSWS Gaming, and then
yes,
we're gonna get to.
But
I'd like
to the funeral. I'd like to get the most relevant thing taken care of first. I don't want to sit there.
We'll get to the funeral.
I don't want to sit and pretend that I care about something else right now.
Yeah, what like even other news is there?
The floor is yours, and I can let you do that. But I'm not going to sit and pretend to care.
Go off.
I mean, what other news is there even? What? Like you send them a list of topics. What are the topics?
Matt.
Yeah.
I said go off, bro. Go off. Take all the skulls and the lives.
I'm pretty fucking angry. I'll just let you know that. I'm quite fucking livid. And I was talking to Ham before the show, and he knows. I mean, everybody knows why. Like, where do I even start? Like the fact that you shut down. Like, okay, all right. So you shut down Arcane Austin. Let's start with Arcane Austin because I'm very notoriously a fan of Arcane. So you shut down Arcane Austin after releasing Redfall. Arcane Austin, out of all the studios you shut down, out of the big studios, they did shut down like 4 studios, but the 2 big ones being Tango and Arcane. Out of those 2, Arcane makes the most sense, realistically, because they did just release a dud. They just pooped themselves with Redfall. So that one makes the most sense, even though to me it doesn't make any sense at all, because you could have gone in there. You could have had the balls to go in there and say, hey, how about instead of making that game, you make something that's going to be good? They could have done that. They didn't do that. They didn't do their job. And now Arcane Austin is dead, which means we'll never get Prey. We'll probably never. I mean, I was telling him before the show, if Arcane Leon's working on Blade, I have no reason to believe that Blade's going to suck. I have every reason to believe that Blade's going to be fucking awesome. So if Arcane Austin's working on Blade and it's as awesome as I think it's going to be, that means Arcane Leon is now the Marvel studio, which means everything I love about Arcane is probably gone now. We're probably never going to see Dishonored again. We're absolutely not going to see Prey 2. That's never going to happen again. And now it's just Blade, Marvel, whatever. But whatever. That's just Arcane Austin. Tango Gameworks is the thing that's really fucking baffling. Because, again, I was telling him, two opposite ends of the spectrum. Arcane Austin just released a dud. Tango Gameworks just released a certified hit. A certified hit, critically acclaimed by Microsoft themselves, saying that it was wildly successful. And hey, not only is the studio not shutting down, the exact opposite's happening. We're reinvesting in this studio. We're hiring for this studio. And this studio is going to be one of our best studios. Well, now it's fucking dead. You killed it. So congratulations on that. Hi-Fi Rush 2 isn't going to happen. We're never going to see Evil Within again, which I'm not going to pretend to be pissed about because I never played Evil Within, so I don't care about that. But you shut down your one of your brightest studios and your only Japanese studio. Shut it down. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And Raichi says in the chat, how is Halo still alive? And Mishi Miyagi answers him right there, because of Halo. Like, if 343 wasn't working on Halo, they'd be gone. That studio would be gone. I have no reason to believe that wouldn't be true. That's literally like, and I don't know. Ham, can you go? Because I gotta just chill.
Need a break.
I need a break.
Need a break. Okay. I mean, here's why I just wanted to go on ahead and get this topic kind of out of the way, because I'm literally not going to be able to even like really.
Sorry, can I say real quick? Big Bad Mo, I know Leon Dishonored, but Dishonored 1 was shared between Austin and Leon. In fact, it was before Leon became its own thing. It was originally just Arcane Austin. They did Dishonored. Leon took Dishonored too, but if Leon's working on Blade, we're probably never going to see Dishonored again if Blade's successful, is what I mean, because it's never going to go back to Arcane Austin because they are now dead. That's what I was saying with that, Big Mad Mo. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to get this topic, as I said, out of the way first, because like I'm not going to be able to really think about anything else without addressing this first. Like, call me messy if you want, sure, but I want to go on ahead and get this shit just right the fuck up off my chest. So I apologize, Loke, if you feel stepped on in any way, shape, or form, or at all. But like this is some bullshit that has to be talked about, and I feel like as soon as we can get all this off of our chest, we can then relax and get back to what we're here to do, which is play video games and whatnot. So, anyways, this is bullshit. This whole like idea of closing down the studio that you just said that you were gonna have, like they pretty much announced that, hey, we're gonna continue and try to fix this game, yada yada yada. They sold everybody a fucking DLC, and
Me included.
And yeah, and now the studio's closed, including the studios that were helping, work on this game on the side of it being just like an absolute fucking mess. And then on the absolute flip side, shout out to Matt for saying this earlier, but I'm stealing this from you right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stealing this from you right now. Yo, Hi-Fi Rush was a critically acclaimed game, supposedly, right? It's supposed to be this big deal and everything like that. Supposed to be the Japanese studio of Xbox. Well, it's gone now. That's gone now. And how do you then give confidence to those other studios around that are working hard on a game that, you know, could be critically acclaimed, but doesn't mean that they're worth keeping around? Like, to me, that's wild. Like, I don't know if this has happened before. Maybe I need to do a little bit more research and see what it's all about. But like, what the fuck? Like, when's the last time we've seen a studio get closed after their last game being in the 90s? And then the thing that I was taking from Matt in particular is you gave that game to PlayStation and then just dipped out with the bag like that.
Wasted
Like,
resources.
that finesse work is what we, as of lately, have been calling nasty work. That's some nasty work right there. What in the absolute fuck is going on over at Microsoft? And here's why I'm mad. I'm not so angry about them having to, like, of course I'm not happy that they're like they have a loss of a studio here or there. Of course I'm not happy about that. Of course I'm not happy about people losing their jobs or whatnot. But when I see somebody get purchased, I think, you know, there's probably going to be a lot of people that lose their jobs. I mean, that happens if you've ever worked in a company where your job is now owned by somebody else. There's usually a lot of people that get fired. I'm not trying to give Microsoft a high five. That was okay. What I'm trying to say is, where you stepped in shit for me personally in this specific situation, because I've never been an Arcane diehard fan like Matt is. Never been a Tango Gameworks fan like that. Hi-Fi Rush was dope, but that was really the only game I really gave a damn about from them, if I'm being real. What I don't like in this whole scenario, in my opinion, is just, here we are again, Microsoft, as we were many years before, as we were when you said you were going to release Starfield back in 2022, and you came back out and said, hey, we're not going to do this. What it all boils down to, in my opinion, is messaging. Quit telling me how much you care about small developers. Quit telling me how much you care about you know, all the people within your own household. Quit telling me about all these people that you're trying to save and maintain and how you care about the little guy. I'm so sick of these businesses saying that they care about the little guy. Not a motherfucking business I know out here cares about the little guy. Sony, you don't care about the little guy. Xbox, you don't care about the little guy. Amazon, any of y'all big motherfuckers, none of you guys care about the little guy. Stop using the little guy until you made your money and then you're ready to kick him right off. Stop doing that. Stop sending that message. Because if this week has told me anything in gaming at all, is that the people running the ship do not know what the fuck they're doing. And there's all these just like, it seems like all these ships are out here without any goddamn leader. There's nobody that's just at the helm taking this into a direction that is sustainable. How does a massive company that's been around since your fucking headphones and what is it, your Walkman, how have you been out here this long and you just realized that you don't cover this much of the world? Microsoft, how do you walk around for decades now telling people that you think that this is the direction and then absolutely going the opposite direction every chance you get? Like, I don't understand it. If you're gonna do something, just fucking say, that's what I wanna do. I wanna buy them, strip part of them, and make them part of us. If that's what you wanna do, that's what you wanna do. But don't buy them and say it's for the security. Don't make a bunch of people from over fucking seas sign a fucking contract when they cannot be taken care of. Like it just baffles me how out of touch these fucking companies are. You've been around, most of these companies have been around longer than I've been alive. Why can we see the direction? Why can we be like, hey, that doesn't seem like a great idea? And then they just do it. The arrogance of money is insane. I mean, you lost all control of feeling in your fingers and toes when you get rich like this, apparently. Apparently, you don't know what's happening. You're just making decisions on the fly. The repercussions don't bother you because you're the one controlling the ship. Who cares if I accidentally hit this wave right here and about 40 people fall off? What does that fucking matter? The ship is still moving. That is like the ideology, and it's just so insanely fucked. I really, really don't like this direction that we're going in. Just being naive is fine until we fucking run off of a cliff. Like, Microsoft, stop telling me stuff. Just work. At this point, it's just like, just go to fucking work. Don't tell me nothing. Just come out with a showcase, say this is the fucking game that we got, and go back into the fucking studio. We don't need to hear about how much you care. We see now clearly how much you care. Same with Sony. We see how much you care about the rest of the world, other than these money other than these money pits that you're willing to, like brothers. We have a brother on the panel right now that can't easily have access to a PlayStation game. I'm going off character right now. This brother lives in Africa. I'm going off character now. Logan, you live in Africa. You cannot easily just, I want to buy this game and just do it. But all these companies want to say that they stand for everybody. Gaming is unlimited. Power your fucking dreams. Within whose confines? Because it's very specific. I'm sorry. Loke, can you take me away from this?
No, I'm not going to take it away from you. I want you and Matt to sit in it. I want the whole chat to whiff it in, right? Pretend we're at a manure farm. I want everyone here to take it all the fuck in. Take it in. Waft it all the way into your being. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
I was telling him before before the show. I was saying, because we were talking about like, oh, it's always bad news and then good news with Xbox, and then like, oh, well, yeah, we have Hellblade 2 in whatever, a week, 2 weeks, whatever. I'm just like, whatever they tell me about Hellblade 2 is it gonna be enough? Because if Hi-Fi Rush was this huge critical success and you guys couldn't shut up about it, you guys really couldn't shut up about how proud you were of it and how successful it was. It had millions and millions and millions of players, and it's like, okay, I think I told Ham, and I think Ham said he disagreed with me, but my opinion, I think Hi-Fi Rush has a more broad appeal than Hellblade does. Just
Yeah, and I
it's
disagree with that.
yeah, it's like, for me, looking at that, it's like an easier game to explain to somebody and then be like, yeah, I want to give that a shot. Whereas if you try to explain Hellblade to somebody, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? That sounds
I think
terrible.
Yeah, but-
graphics alone. I think
God damn
graphics
it.
alone just sell the gamer.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Sure,
A lot
but
of people
like,
play
I'm
stuff
talking
they
about
don't
the
understand just because of
experience.
what it looks like. Dude, look at Stellar Yams. A lot of people jumped onto that just because of what it looks like.
Yeah,
Not
but
because
Stellar
they
Blade's
understand.
Stellar Blade's an
Turn off.
entirely different thing than Hellblade. Like Hellblade, the only thing that Hellblade and Stellar Blade have in common is they both visually look good and they both contain fighting. That's it.
That's
And that's where the
Dude.
commonalities end.
It might break your heart to hear this, Matt,
What?
but most people are surface level gamers.
Sure, but I'm
Most
saying
people
when
don't
you
even know what just happened today.
that's what I'm saying is people who pick up Hellblade are going to be like, wow, this looks like it's going to be awesome. They see the advertisement for Hellblade. They're like, wow, that looks like it's going to be awesome. They play
All
it and
10,000 advertisements.
they get the Hellblade experience and they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't think I like this very much.
Let me pause real quick and read some of these super chats so they don't get forgotten.
Yeah.
So Ray Chi 10 for the member of 10 months. Thank you so much, Ray Chi, for being an avid follower and kicking it with us damn near every show. It's amazing still having you around, brother. He says the best part of Xbox was they didn't close studios. That was one of Ray Chi's favorite things of saying as a comeback whenever somebody would say something like negative about Xbox from like Sony or whatnot. But now you can't say that. You can't say that at all. They're right back to shutting some stuff down. But Drawn TJ with a $10 super chat says Microsoft investors are putting pressure on Satya to put pressure on Phil. I don't think Phil enjoyed this. Watch him probably retire if he starts losing control to the suits. I mean, I don't disagree with that completely at all because I still wholeheartedly think that Phil doesn't want to do this type of stuff, but I mean his gamer side doesn't want to do it, but his business side more or less, I mean, it kind of forces you if the people above you are telling you what to do at this point, especially it seeming like a lot of things are kind of switching from what the plan seemed to be. But then again, I was never in any of these boardrooms. So I'm just talking from a consumer that's looking out from the distance and saying, oh man, it seems like a lot of these plans are kind of shifting around now that they can see different ways of making money and how to kind of take advantage of other platforms at the same time and stuff like that too. So I see what you're saying. Thank you, TJ, for that $10 super chat. And then shout out to the Hard Days guy himself, the epic gamer, saying long live the Ouya. Thank you for that so much. That really helps in this situation.
Yeah.
I love it, Mike. Thanks. But yeah, so continuing on. Yeah, I'm surprised to see this happen right now, seeing that, I mean, we got Sarah Bond coming out here saying all this stuff. You got Phil saying all this stuff about, the protection of gaming and all this stuff and how important certain things are. At the end of the day, I'm still a consumer. I'm not loving the direction, the way this is going right now, but I'm not really loving the direction of gaming as a whole right now. I think it's kind of weird. But at the same time, sometimes that unexpectedness could somehow translate into something good. So, in a way, although I'm mad and I don't like this direction and whatnot, I'm still a man of my word. I'm still going to stick with Xbox until they stop making consoles. Right now, they just have the best ecosystem in gaming. They do. For me personally, you can argue that Steam is really good, but I like Xbox. That's just is what it is, and that didn't change today. Although I really don't like the decisions that had been made. Going anything you're gonna say, Matt?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, that point I was making before, it was like, if Hellblade comes out and it's another critical success, who's to say that's enough? Because that's like that. My issue now is that everything that comes out from you guys that is now a critical, it had 10 million, 20 million players. Every time I hear you say that, I'm going to be thinking, is that enough? Like, I'm worried for Ninja Theory now. I'm very worried for Obsidian now. Very worried for Obsidian. Like, I talked to him for the show. I listed 5 studios or like 5 things that I think are safe at Xbox right now, out of like 30 something studios. That's not good math. It's very bad math. So that's all I was saying.
I'll tell you what. I see some people that have been asking to like join in and stuff like that today, and although I'd like to do that, I'm not going to have that happen today. But if you're still feeling the same way that you're feeling and you want to get some words up off your chest, tomorrow I'll open up the panel.
What's the problem today?
What's that?
Why not today? It's fresh.
Because I'm going to be eating dinner with my wife after this, and I'm not trying to have a 4-hour.
It's cool, bro. I'll wait. I'll stay with them. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because I gotta hop out at like 6:30.
If you want to do that, Luke, go ahead.
We're gonna make this a cope session. It's all right. It's all right. It's Viper. Who else wants to hop in? Sir X-Man, did you ask? Who else?
That's the only 2 that I've seen.
All right. That's Viper. Look for Sir X-Man. There we go. That's Sir X-Man. There you go.
There it is. Go on ahead, brother.
Hello.
Yo.
Y'all ready for me to vent?
Go ahead.
All right. I think what's going on, Microsoft made this decision at the wrong time. I'm sorry. You had all this smoke going in the other direction, and then what? You wait the next day to unleash this when you had everybody looking towards your directions of the good things that you do on PC and for the industry. People were starting to evaluate that. I can see if you drop something like this, like a few months later, okay. But not right after somebody else is getting the heat. Bad timing. Every time that the other team gets bad heat, you drop yourself to make yourself the attention for the heat, so everyone can forget about what the previous person console did. That's just very, very, very bad management. And I don't know what they're thinking over there. Are they evaluating the room like Sony didn't evaluate the room? And they course corrected this time. Normally, Sony does not course correct. They stick to the guns. But what you did today was bad. And I can understand you want to change things around with your developers. You know, things like that. There's some studios, it happens just like in life. Some companies get rid of people that aren't towing the line. But you don't do it right after your competition shoots itself in the foot and all the light is on them. And one thing, you bring all this problem up to yourself with your games not really selling, it's your fault, because we've been saying this for years. You don't advertise these games that are out there. So you don't get sales if people don't know your game is coming out. You don't get sales if you don't talk about the attributes of Game Pass. How many people out there know about Game Pass still? Not too many. So these are your mistakes, Microsoft. And you deserve what you get for this one. And y'all know I'm an Xbox guy, but you deserve smoke just like Sony deserves smoke for their mistakes. If you're going to be in charge, act like you're for the people. Act like it's for the people that you bought. And don't just cut them right in there. Say you're downsizing some of these companies. That I can see. But to get rid of some of the great companies that you have, I mean, you got rid of Prey now. Now you got rid of what's that other game that people like? It's like 2 or 3 of them. That like clockwork looking game.
Dishonored.
Now Dishonored is gone. You know, and Hi-Fi Rush was a mistake. You had a chance. You could have made a Hi-Fi Rush 2. But now that's gone. And some other great studios are gone, and you'll never see them again. What were you thinking? If anything, if you want to get rid of somebody, and I'm sorry, get rid of the initiative. We haven't seen shit in 5 years from them. Let them go. That's a cash cow that's wasting money.
That's honestly a pretty fair point. Like if you're about to get rid of Arcane Austin and Tango Gameworks, but you're sitting there letting the initiative just fucking suck up all your resources and not show us anything. Like I'm not like ideally nobody should be getting axed, but it shouldn't be the people.
They can go.
Like it shouldn't be the people producing things. Like
no, the guys that made Gears 5, they can go.
Okay, look, we get it. You don't.
Nah, the coalition ain't going nowhere. Shut up.
I'm buying pom-poms. And waving them around as soon as that's announced. Let's go.
The guy that makes Metal Gear should go then, if you want to go that far.
Oh, stop it! Now you're tripping.
He said coalition should go. I love Gears, so what he said was foul.
I'm still gonna wheel this back in. I still feel like I need to wheel this back in because I feel like the point of the frustration is really being I don't know what the hell that noise was, but I think the way that we're kind of moving with this frustration is incorrect, in my opinion. And in what I mean by that is like I'm not like I said, I expected a company when buying another company to release parts of the company that they purchase.
Right, that's normal. Right.
I expect that. My whole thing is don't tell your fan base things that they don't need to hear. Don't tell them things that you're not sure if you can even stand behind yourself. That's my point to all this. Like, don't give yourself a landmine to step on, is essentially what I'm saying. You're putting landmines in front of where you know where you got to walk. So you coming out and saying, "Oh man, Tango did a great job. Looks like we need to look into hiring more people for them. They look great. We gotta hire more. We gotta get rid of the studio." like, wait a second. Like, how did that flip? Like, that's my whole situation with this. Is this like, why did you tell us, hey, we're going to, further invest in this just to divest in it less than a year later? Like, it's just, stop saying this stuff to us. We don't need to hear it. If you would have never said anything after this game came out, I would have still been scratching my head like, hey, like, how did the game get this big of a rating and then you guys shut down the studio? I'd still have my questions, sure, but I'd have less questions. I feel like it wouldn't be as insane as thinking, this company was going to actually hire more people, but instead they just said, fuck them. they just said, we're done with them. They're out. You said that about Tango.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to continue to work on the Redfall. Like, I didn't know that they were giving up on that. The way that they made this whole the way that they made this kind of roadmap kind of look for Redfall is, oh, it finally got 60 FPS. Oh, these things are finally fixed. And then before we get like any understanding of, hey, is the DLC coming out or whatnot? Oh, whoa, wow. Oh, they're gone. So it's just like, I don't know if they're done with that or whatnot, or if anything had happened with that. But it's just like, you told us to listen, we listened, and now you're not making any sense of what you told us. That is my main issue with it all. It's just like, you didn't have to say anything. You didn't have to say, we care about this, we care about the little guy, we care about these little games. Then to turn around and kick it to the curb. And the timing of it is wild, right? Because Sony just stepped in a big puddle of poop. A big puddle of poop on their own. And then on top of that, you have Hellblade that's about to come out. Sure, you could say the mainstream people don't pay attention to this stuff, but still the diehard folks make some of these mainstream people interested in the game. And if we're not, exactly excited from the last few moments, sure, this game could come out and it could be an absolute banger. But that just trust feeling of the company that keeps saying, we're here for you. We hear you. We want to tell you some nonsense and hopefully you listen. It's just kind of like, I can understand why people are like, I'm done. I really can understand why people are just like, I can't do this anymore. I get it. Like I said, I'm an ecosystem guy now, so I'm still here, baby. I'm still here. I'm still rocking with Xbox. But do I understand why people are fucking frustrated? Why people are like really pissed, livid about this? Why people are thinking about, you know what? I'm done with Xbox being my thing. I'm just gonna do PC now, or like whatever. I mean, I wouldn't do it. As you see, I'm not doing it. But like, these are the reasons why people make those decisions. It's stuff like this. Like you want to trust something. You want to you like in you probably shouldn't trust a big company. You probably shouldn't at all. I mean, it's on you if you do. At the end of the day, it really is. But the fact of the matter is, you see somebody making these big moves, and they say they're making these big moves to give you to give you a better understanding, and then that better understanding ends up not being the direction that they take. They end up taking something where that actually adds more questions than gives you any answers. It's weird. It's weird.
May I interject real quick when you get a chance, Sam?
What?
May I interject real quick when you get a chance?
No. Viper. Viper.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We need you to speak
Lord,
now. We can wrap this up and have everybody have a session to speak here in a moment, but let me go on to Viper first.
I didn't know he was in here.
This one up.
Yeah, I do apologize for any background noise. I'm actually just getting off work and driving, and I heard all of this stuff, and I'm really upset because of the fact that Microsoft had a Japanese studio, and now they're all gone. That was their only Japanese studio, and this was supposed to be their entry point into Japan. They say they want to push for more Asian market penetration, more penetration into the Japanese market.
Pause.
Now,
Penetration.
Yeah, well, I pause, yes. But seriously, what was the point? You release Hi-Fi Rush, and you shadow drop Hi-Fi everywhere else on Xbox into Game Pass. No hype, no nothing. You said that it did well. It was very successful. Now you're releasing it on PlayStation, and you're releasing it on the Switch, I think. I think they said they were releasing it also on the Switch. So what the hell is going on? Why shut down your only Japanese studio? Why do this? It makes no sense. Now, going on to Arcane Austin, I can understand why they did that, but give them another chance, because they've had other successes like Prey, Dishonored. They've had other success, and now you're just going to shut them down after Redfall? I mean, excuse me, but look at 343, how many failures they've had. So why can't you give Arcane Austin another chance? Let them do the game that they really want to do. Let them power their damn dreams, like you said. Instead, you want to screw them over. You want to have people lose their jobs. Get rid of 343 since they screwed up so many damn times. Their stuff is bloated anyway. So all the employees that's at 343, you got well over 1,000 employees there. Come on, shrink that studio down. What the hell is going on with Microsoft? They have a win, and then they decide to step on a rake on purpose and have a loss. They do this every single time, and I understand why everybody is getting pissed off with them, because this is self-inflicted. They always have self-inflicted wounds like this, and I don't know what can be done about this. I don't know who is at fault. I mean, some people want to say Phil Spencer, some people want to say Satya Nadella. I don't know, but it is management that is at fault here, because first of all, Microsoft didn't pay attention to what was going on at in Austin when Redfall was being developed. They shit the bed on that one. So what is going on with management, upper leadership? I think they need to restructure leadership instead of restructuring these devs, because it's not the devs' fault. These developers are basically doing what they're told to do. They're trying their best to create the experience for us gamers, and leadership just cares about the money. Yes, I understand this. The shareholders are there too, but leadership is messing up. Time and time again, they're screwing over the developers, they're screwing over the gamers, and us like sheep, we're just basically saying, oh, it's okay. We'll move on to the next thing. We'll still trust Microsoft. We'll still trust Sony. No, don't trust them at all. I think we all need to move to PC.
There it is. All right, let me get to some of these super chats that were here. So, Big Mad Mo, a member for 8 months. I appreciate you, Big Mad Mo. He's always hanging around. Appreciate you, brother. He said, 1,900 people are set to lose their job. It sucks. Jax82 with a $5 super chat says, how was Hi-Fi Rush such a success that they were going to hire more people to Tango just to shut it down? Make that make sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, they literally came out and said, yo, we need to bolster up Tango. We all were like, that makes sense, because you said you wanted to bolster up in Japan, and then you shut down the one studio that you have in Japan. Like, it's like you don't like it just doesn't
sounds like Xbox to me.
It doesn't.
I don't know though.
It may sound like Xbox to you, but it doesn't make it make sense anymore. Right?
So do you guys think that they're gonna try to purchase a Japanese studio? Like
it's that Sega's next, and then they're gonna shut that shit down. That's what's going to happen.
No, I think I think Viper might be onto something a little bit right there, because like I could see them being like, "Oh, Tango, not good enough. We could just buy somebody better than you and just get like Square or something ridiculous over there, or Sega or something like that."
Yeah, Sega. Yeah,
Square.
I'm just saying. I could see something like that happening, and them saying, "See, I told you guys that we were bolstering up in Japan." Ha 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 ha! Like I could totally see them doing that with that smug grin and stuff like that. Absolutely, I could totally see them doing that. Do not think that just because they got rid of one, they're completely done with Japan. Nah, man. If they can buy a big old fat chunk and then just say this is ours, then it's like, what do we do? Like we didn't need Tango, in their opinion. That's
so
how they
think that they may get like Konami, Capcom, Bandai Namco, any of these other Japanese publishers that have a bunch of studios underneath them? You think they might do that and just say to hell with Tango?
I think that is definitely in the realm of possibility in this situation, because all this talk about Japan, and then the one thing you have in Japan you get rid of. I mean, it's either they're completely done trying in Japan, or they're gonna buy some major conglomerate in Japan. Like there's literally no other option. There's literally no other option. But John TJ with the $5 super chat says, do you guys think Phil Spencer retires earlier, or he really fights to prevent anything being axed in the future, but he might lose his job? Anybody want to answer that?
I mean,
I think this may lead to Phil Spencer retiring. I do think this might be an early retirement for him, because I mean, if he's unsuccessful in Japan because he wants to get into the Japanese market and he wants to be successful there, and if he can't do that, And this is the cause. First of all, if this shutting down of Tango is the cause of him not penetrating the Japanese market, then yeah, I think he's gonna say, okay, he failed, and he's gonna retire and have somebody else take his spot.
Okay, I'm gonna go on. No, Matt, did you have anything to say before I say something? Sir X-Man, sitting on your hands. Got anything to say?
You ready? Yeah, real quick. So, other than Redfall, Tango Games and Arcane Studios have always made flawless games. I will give Redfall an excuse because it was their first multiplayer online game. And they did not know how to make it correctly. But their previous games between both of those two companies have had flawless games. So how are you going to get rid of two developers that are known for making flawless games? That's my biggest problem. You got all these other developers, big developers, and, pretty much making games that are flawed with issues. Other than Redfall, neither one of those companies have ever had issues. Most of their games are pretty much all their games have been before that flawless. So how are you going to get rid of a proven developer that can put out games with no bugs?
Sir X-Man, remember, over 70% of the staff left during the whole Redfall debacle. So
they didn't want to do it. They're not used to. They're not used to multiplayer game.
Right. So the fact is that they lost the talent already. That's why probably they're shutting down that studio, because they can't find anybody else to fill that talent at Arcane Austin.
That's true, but that's also an indictment on Xbox or Microsoft, whoever, for not going in there and being like, "Yo, guys, we know you don't want to make this. Don't make it." As opposed to just leaving them on their own to make a game they have no fucking idea how to make, with no fucking guidance whatsoever, and then it releases inevitably bad, and then you're like, you're done now. You're done.
It goes right back to leadership. What the hell are they doing? Because it's not the developer's fault, it's leadership.
Who knows what they're doing?
Like, I didn't like the new version of Prey, but I played it and I went along with the news game, but there were no problems with the game when I played it. It didn't have no issues. None. The Dishonored's flawless. I mean, those games were absolutely beautiful. You let your developers stay in their element. Don't try to change them. If you want to make a game like that, give a game like that to a proven multiplayer developer that has a dream like that. You pass that on to somebody else. You don't try to change people. Go ahead, guys. I'm finished on that topic. I just wanted to put that out because they've been proven before, and now you killed two proven developers. That's not cool.
No doubt. I'm going to go back to the question that John TJ was asking. He said, do you guys think Phil Spencer retires earlier, or he really fights to prevent anything being axed in the future, but he might lose his job? I would say that as of right now, he's going to stay. And here's why in particular. They just put out this bad news today, and it's crap. It's not good. This news is shit. Nobody likes it if you're an Xbox fan at all. All right? But as Loke kind of referenced earlier, the majority of
fans... I could get 2 words in. Go ahead.
No, I'd love for you to talk. Look, there's multiple times I asked you, hey, you want to say it, and you were like, nah, you guys go ahead. So like, I'm going ahead until you're ready to speak, and here you are. Fine.
PlayStation guys are allowed to speak on here.
Let me continue.
No, go ahead, Em.
So as Loke alluded to a little bit earlier, like a majority of people that play video games aren't even going to know what happened today, this is sad, but also a truth. Love it or hate it, it's the reality of the situation. And some people are probably looking up today to see who the hell Arcane Austin and who Tango even is, just so they can enter the battle and conversate and talk shit. So I'm sure there's tons of people out there that are doing that. But what I'm gonna say is, and why I think Phil continues to go on, is because they just told you this now, knowing damn well Microsoft is really weird with the way that they market and do shit, right? But they know their target better than better than we'll be able to understand. And they're like, yo, we're gonna drop this shit news right now because we're definitely not gonna drop this news after Hellblade launches, and we're definitely not gonna drop this news after or right before the showcase. So let's go on ahead, drop this news now. Let it be bad. Let people get pissy. Drop the video game. Turn them a little bit docile, a little bit. They'll still be a little frustrated, right? But after they see the event, wow. I mean, have you guys seen it as of lately? Like people talking on Twitter and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, they really got something to show you guys. They got something real special to show you, Jez. Or you're, oh, man, they got something I can't talk about. It's going to be absolutely. And sure, they do this shit like damn near every year, right? But it seems like it's been hyping up further and further, and you can't even deny the hype this time because of Activision Blizzard being purchased. So you can't deny that there's going to be a big announcement in some way, shape, or form at this coming showcase. With that being said, they're like, let's go on ahead and, shit the bed now, get that over with, because by the time summer hits and after this event happens, no one's going to be talking about this anymore.
But Ham, there shouldn't be a shitting of the bed moment. They should not be doing that.
There shouldn't be, right?
Right.
There shouldn't be, sure. But there is. There is. Look, what do you got to say, brother?
I just think that they need to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Luke. Go ahead, Luke.
No, I thought he said me. So
it's cool, Viper. It's cool. Ham, the reason why I put the subjects the way we always have the subjects, the reason why I was like, what's the problem? What's the problem? Is because I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. This is just another Tuesday. Literally, today is Tuesday. And they told us that there was going to be a lot more layoffs this year, not just from Xbox. It's been happening all over the world in all the tech industries. So I can't find it in me to be super down about this. And as far as people losing jobs or whatever, so what's the tone? Proteus XL on Twitter said this, he said it best, is like everyone gets laid off. No one is throwing a pity party for me. And as far as these companies are concerned, I'm with Alex on this one. I'm just counting down until the next gaming crash. That's all I'm waiting for. So on the way down, things like this are going to happen. This is only going to get worse. Get your diapers, everyone. Get your grown people diapers. All right. Matt, get ready to show up on the lowdown every freaking Tuesday. All right. Sundays as well. I'm gonna be sending you links because people can get laid off on Sundays also. Studios will get shuttered on Saturday. I will send you links to my podcast on Sunday. I want you to come in and say your piece. All right. So for me, I'm just being 1,000. When I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be subject number 7. That's pretty much it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Like I said, the fact of the matter to me still stands. Has nothing to do with the layoffs or whatnot. It has to do with the message. Stop sending a message that's false. That
Nintendo's
is
gonna
all
save
I
us again.
am saying. You do not see PlayStation saying we're doing everything we can for these studios, then shutting them down. They just shut them down. They just shut them down. And people are pissed, yeah. But it's just like they didn't say they were going to save anybody. They didn't say anybody was getting hired further for this cause. So it's just like, that's my only bitch in this real situation. It's a fact that when you hire, people leave. People are either going to leave or they're going to get kicked out. It's a fact of the matter. And is this going to continue to happen? Yes. Anything that has been around is damn near always going to be considered around too long. Right? There's always going to be the new that's trying to erase the old, right? So in my opinion, it's amazing Activision lasted as long as it did. It's amazing. It's amazing EA Sports is still around. 2K, you're on the clock. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you are the big bad man on campus right now. But how long is that right now? Because if this has shown me anything in the last year of gaming, it's that gaming isn't as big as people think it is. It's big, yeah, and sure, it grosses a crazy amount of money. It no one's saying it's not big, but it ain't as big as you think it is. Steam reminded us how little we acknowledge other folks. Steam, I mean, even though Loke's been preaching that for years here on TSWS, y'all didn't want to pay attention until it happened with Helldivers. Fact of the matter. Y'all didn't. Now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. Now you're listening to the African brother. And that's why he says this is just number 7 for him. Because he's used to the disrespect. He's used to the disrespect. Me as an American person that gets his shit damn near white.
Well, used to be treated well.
Me as an American that gets damn near whatever he wants. Let's keep it a buck. That's what it is. We get damn near whatever we want. It's coming into our backyard and we're like, yo, I'm kind of getting tired of this myself right now. We're a little more connected to the rest of the world than we were 20 years ago. Shit hits a little different.
All right.
Shit hits a little different. So it's just like, certain things are to be expected, as Loke said. But the way that you handle the message, that's all on you, shorty.
But Ham, and I didn't want to say it, but I have to say, because you brought this up 3 or 4 times, dude. Fuck the message. We are grown adults. Who here actually listens to companies? I don't care whether it's big or small. We've all been employees. Who here listens to a company?
I do.
And
you know why? You know why? Because
it
tells me when my itinerary is to get on the plane. Right? That company that I'm not supposed to trust, I got to trust them somewhat, is what I'm saying. I got to trust them somewhat. I don't have to fall on the spear for them. That's not what I'm here to do. But when you tell me, hey, Lamar, your flight is at 4:45, and I show up and they're like, I don't know what flight you're talking about. I'm pissed. Because I trusted you when you gave me the message after I paid.
Oh
That's
yeah, you
kind
guys,
of
your
this.
flights,
That's kind of the
your flights
situation
work,
with
right?
the Redfall and the DLC. People have already paid for the joint, bro. The
No one's
trust,
getting that.
the trust was given already. The trust was already paid for, bro, because you made it for sale. So what we just supposed to say? They got us. Nah, man. You're supposed to
So the
speak on it a little bit.
The flights in Mozambique they usually don't leave on
Yes,
time.
Mitchie.
So yeah. To your analogy, Ham. Yes, you don't trust the people telling you the time of your flight because usually they're wrong. At least that's how I look at it.
Sure.
2 examples, Ham. Redfall and the first racing game by Ubisoft that everybody loved. When they closed those studios down, and Multiverse, people bought all that DLC for all these characters. Then they shut it down. They brought it back, a year and a half, 2 years later. But people bought all that DLC. People bought all that DLC for the crew. And then you shut them down. This is the same principle that applies here. Now, I know they're still going to have the servers up, but it's still around that same genre when they shut down the studio. You'll get no more satisfaction because there's nothing else coming. And that's the sad part about what's going on with this industry. And this just adds to that frustration about, I'm sorry, I gotta say it, digital things. It adds to that frustration. I'm sorry, I just had to say that, dude, because it's kind of like the truth in a way.
Look, you want me to read this super chat?
Yo, Danny, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate what you just said here. He says, who listens to companies? This is the same guy who believed 8K, 120 frames on the box. Love your look, just on some BS because I'm mad. No, you're not on some BS. You're on some business. And did you notice what I started doing as soon as I realized it was a lie? As soon as I realized that, as soon as these guys talk anything, as soon as Xbox says anything, as soon as PlayStation says something, I'm like, I don't know, man. Why? Because past performance, Ham, past performance informs future results. Simple as that.
I can tell you that what Sarah Bond said about the biggest leap in console gaming coming up, I don't trust it right now. After what's happening today, I really definitely do not trust.
Oh, now you don't trust it?
No, I don't trust it. Because the fact is that we just had this bombshell dropped on us, and how can we trust anything that Xbox says now? Seriously, you said that you want to bolster the Asian market. What are you doing? You say you want to power the dreams of the developers. What the hell are you doing closing down studios? Now, Roundhouse and Alpha Dog, I can understand, but seriously, Tango Gameworks and Arcane Austin, come on. That's just I don't trust them at all.
One thing I'm not gonna do, and I feel like some people are doing, is I mean, and let's be serious for a second. This might make a little bit of people unhappy, maybe even a person or two on the goddamn panel. But I'm not gonna equate this as heartbreaking as it would be for like I don't know, a Bethesda main to go down or something like that.
Yeah, those levels.
I mean, this is sad in the terms of like, man, I feel like they had a lot more potential, and I don't feel like it was used properly, and the messaging just was fucked. But this isn't, in my opinion, one of those, oh, Xbox is out of business after this year. Like, this isn't one of those. Stop it. Like, for people that are going to be out here saying, oh, Xbox is gone now. Man, nah. These two studios are not. These two studios were like a couple fingers in comparison to the entire skeletal system. Like there were some damn good fingers, right? It might have been a thumb, right? Very useful, but you'll live.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's not like the player base is going to do anything. This is not PC gaming. All right, Xbox, go ahead, take a big fat dump on everyone's faces. They're not gonna do anything. PlayStation, same. Y'all go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Just don't do the same thing on PC. The PC doesn't mess around.
Here's my problem. They haven't. I don't think we should be ready for next gen in a couple of years. They haven't got the power out of the systems that they got now. Look, they can implement 60 frames now. With patches now. They finally figured that part out, how to implement 4K and 60 frames a second. These systems still have life in them, even 2 years later. So now the developers are learning these systems. You don't need a next gen in 2 years. Considering we paid $500 for these systems. You don't need it. Just keep making games on the one we have until you know you can't do it no more. You know, you can't get the games right now. They're not working right now for these developers. They're just starting to figure it out. This is the issue I have since you went there a little bit. You know, I'm sorry, maybe I'm just too old school to see it. I've had played almost every system that ever came out, dude. It's just where I come from. They used to just max systems out until they couldn't do them no more, and they wanted to upgrade to make it better.
Yeah.
They're already better. Stop trying to be like a cell phone company. Ooh, here's the new one out this year. Oh, here's the new version out coming up this year. Stop it. You're a gaming company. Give your developers time to learn your systems.
I think that's where you got fucked up, Sir X Man.
I'm just old school.
These companies aren't gaming companies anymore. They're capitalist companies.
You're right.
They're companies that are strictly there to make the profit, not as much as making the innovation. The innovation, that's whatever. They'll figure it out when they need to figure it out, in my opinion. That's what it kind of seems like. It just kind of is what it is. I mean, we're still what are you what are you confused about?
Bishi say Xbox is killing it this year. I don't understand. What?
Me too.
Man,
I think gaming as a whole is killing it this year. It's a great year so far for gaming.
I want Matt to respond to this.
What?
Mishi says Xbox is killing it this year. Do you agree? Killing it this year,
They're
baby.
killing themselves this year.
Yeah, they're killing studios.
They're killing themselves this year. They're really on fire. They're holding
I
it
can
down.
understand bad studios, man, but not good studios. That's the part that bothers me. Like when they killed the guys that was going to make the Dragon game. That was a valid close. That was a valid no do a deal with. But when you got proven studios that's been there for years, that's the problem.
My question, I guess, to end it off, because I'm ready to move on now for sure.
No, we still have to look at Twitter reactions, man. Come on.
Oh, I mean, if you want to do that, Loki, I mean,
let's do this. Come on.
I mean, you are free to do that. You can change the screen whenever you're ready. But
did y'all see IGN's explanation for what Xbox did? Oh, they went all into it. Your people, Loke.
What do you mean, my people? I don't work for IGN.
Yes, you do.
I do not have a permanent employment contract with IGN. All right?
But you're still associated with them.
Oh my goodness. Ham, could you just say what you want to say? So
right.
Keep it moving. Yeah.
Trying. But I guess the last thing I wanted to kind of say is like, I wonder now what the whole Xbox, I guess, identity is planning on trying to be in the near future. Because they clearly, with this step, in my opinion, they went a different way. They went a different direction than they told a lot of us that they're going. I talked about this last night. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Can I please play? I didn't know you had finished.
Yeah, I listened to this last night. Go ahead.
What pisses me off, and I'm gonna speak from the heart right here, man. What pisses me off about this whole thing is that look how quick PlayStation.
Oh fuck! It's not about Arcane. This is about Helldivers. My bad.
Yeah. I was wondering why you pulled that up. I was like, that's really random. I talked about that yesterday.
Okay, this one's relevant. Poison Maniac, one of the subscribers on the show, brought up Aaron Greenberg's tweet here from last year. It says, Hi-Fi Rush was a breakout hit for us and our players in all key measurements and expectations. We couldn't be happier with what the team at Tango Gameworks delivered with this surprise release.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, you lost your job.
That's why I brought up that point I said earlier. Like if by all measurements that was a success, then God help Obsidian, God help Ninja Theory, God help an Exile, God help literally anybody that isn't Call of Duty, Halo, Forza, or Gears of War. God help them all.
Sorry.
I'm wondering if they're going to close down Bethesda Game Studios once Todd Howard leaves. Because once the studio heads leave...
What?
They're not going to do that. No.
They're not doing that.
No, think about it. Once
Bro.
studio heads leave,
They're not doing that.
that's when they decide they want
That's
to
what I'm saying. Like that's why I brought up what I brought up earlier. And see, look, this is why I said what I said earlier. Let's not pretend this is like shutting down Bethesda itself or something like that. This is not like I tried to say earlier. This is a couple fingers compared to the whole skeletal system. Like it's not that it's a good thing, but like I'm not seeing them being like, oh, you know what? We cut off those couple of guys. Let's cut off, something that has a whole show attached to it, like Fallout and Bethesda. Like
the shutdown affects PC too, right? Because people that bought Redfall on the PC, remember that's connected to Xbox too, and Steam players play a lot of those games. That affects the PC gamers too. So that's going to be taken into light. Everybody forgets Xbox and PC is Xbox and Steam. they're not going to be happy about this either, because they used to play Dishonored and the Prey that they used to release on PC as well before Xbox acquired them. So they're going to be pissed also. I'm stating facts, and it is the truth. Am I right or wrong?
Oof, I'm not sure on that one. I'm not sure on that one.
No, it's true. They play those games too from Arcane Games. They've always released their games on PC as well. So yeah.
Anyone else have anything to say? Because I have another update to put up on the screen. All right. So this is from Arcane Studios themselves. Sign up to beth.games/blah to receive details on how eligible players can receive this credit. So today it was announced that Arcane Studio will close and development will not continue on Redfall. To everyone that has supported the work from our Austin studio over the years, thank you. Thank you for spending time in our worlds, for making them your own. Arcane Leon will continue their focus on immersive experiences where they are hard at work on their upcoming project. Redfall players who purchase the Hero Pass as part of the Premium Bite Back Edition or the Premium Bite Back upgrade will be eligible to receive the value of the upgrade. While there will be no further updates, Redfall servers will remain online for players to enjoy. Good guy, Arcane? Yes? No one's going to celebrate this?
I mean, that's as good as Stadia being like, hey.
Ham you.
What?
We'll give you your money back.
Yeah, right. It's just like, hey, we were hard at work on something that you were excited to try out. Take your money back. We don't want it. We fucked up. I mean, it's just embarrassing. That's an embarrassing thing to have to say.
Also, it's also dumb to me. I don't know. I just the way this is all handled is just so dumb to me. I feel like Arcane Studios account having to tweet this out. This should be coming directly from Xbox. This should be something Phil Spencer's saying. This shouldn't be like, here's a tweet from Arcane Studios. Like, you guys shut them down. Fucking own up to it. Tweet that out. Why is Arcane tweeting that out? It's fucking lame. It's really lame.
Yeah, man. I mean these publishers are looking mad suspicious as of lately. I mean, Matt's saying the same thing that I said about Sony with Helldivers and the sign up thing. Like, yo, why is the devs and fucking PR people for fucking Helldivers like speaking about something that they didn't have control over? Like, what?
No, but it was worse than that, Ham.
It was
the community
worse.
managers, the community managers for Helldivers were either not responding or celebrating that now they can ban people that they disagree with. The person that actually was engaging with the people, the gamers, was the CEO, not the community, not the people that get paid. The people that get paid to talk to you ain't trying to talk to you. The CEO is the one who's talking to you. So for me, I'm sorry. I know this sounds terrible, but it's the truth. This is why we need a video game crash. We need to get all the people that ain't here for the video games the fuck out. And the only way to get grifters out, is to get the money out. As soon as the money leaves, all the fakes are out. Like 90% of the people that have jobs in gaming will bounce. As soon as the salaries go way the fuck down, as soon as the relevance of gaming goes down, it's just going to be us, Ham. It's just going
Yeah,
to be
but
us.
remember, you need the money to make the games. So
You don't need all the money in
unless
the
everybody
world.
wants to, well, unless
You
everybody
don't
Yeah,
need all
wants
the
to
I
do
money in the
felt like this
world.
crowdfunding,
generation proved that you don't need as much money as they've been claiming they need to make a good game.
I mean, if they want to just do straight crowdfunding, I mean, try it and see if that
It's not even
works.
about crowdfunding, dude. It's not about crowdfunding. If I used to listen to Jim Sterling before he lost his mind, right? One thing that he always used to say that I 100% agree with is the problem with the gaming with video games is that it's become this big, gigantic thing and it's not sustainable. You don't need $20 million to make one video game. You don't need $100 million to make one video game.
You
But
forget
you
about
need it.
licensing. That's
You need
one
it.
major thing.
You only need it if you have people who are there and they're not necessary. All this bullshit about licensing, it's laziness. You don't have people, right? You don't have people to create. All they know how to do is to take established IP, right? And then put their little twist on it. You don't know how to create. You look at the Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans, etc. These guys are coming up with new law, new amazing law from nowhere every 2 days, it seems. Whether it's manga, video games, etc. But it's only here where the creativity is at a net negative. So get out with the IP and the licensing. Get out with it.
I mean, to be real, I mean, where was the licensing needed for like God of War, or the licensing needed for like, for
Horizon.
like a lot like Fusion Frenzy, and so, like we didn't need no fucking licensing for that. Like I mean, other than what, like a few songs that they used maybe within the game, which they probably paid pennies for because it was from somebody that probably wasn't like seriously like they didn't spend a crazy amount of money on that kind of stuff is kind of what I'm getting at. In the birth of video gaming itself, I mean, if you look at a lot of where video game has fallen, it's been the overuse of established IP. Look at E.T. E.T. was fucking awful.
But it saved us.
Right? So but it crashed. Yeah. It helped crash the gaming industry, which then recreated those that actually cared to be there. And then you got dope new games all over again. So it's just like I 100% see where Loke is coming from in like the sense of like get all the people out that don't really care and like want it like if it were to crash or something like that, or run out of money in some sort of way or something like that, maybe we could get back to those actual people that care about writing and creating something new. Because I mean, I don't like if I were to run a video game company today, the last thing I'd want to do is have to rely on somebody else's material to stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to use somebody else's IP to prove that I'm a good business. Like, you should be able to do that within house.
Who was it? The guys that made Baldur's Gate. They exactly. Yeah, the guys that made Baldur's Gate. They specifically said, we're not going to make another Baldur's Gate. We're going to do our thing with our IP. Why? Because those guys are not afraid to create. They don't need a crutch. They don't need Dungeons and Dragons, right? They don't need Marvel. They don't need a crutch. They don't need a creative crutch to just add a little salt and say, oh, this is a new thing. They are going out there and they're going to make something new.
Hey guys, I gotta hop out. I apologize.
No, you're good, man.
All
You
right.
said you had to
All right,
go
it's
at
cool,
6:30, so you good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on though. Appreciate it.
Cheers,
I will
man. Cheers.
talk
See you
to
on
y'all
Friday.
later. For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Hey, wait. Before you go, plug
Yeah.
your stuff.
Yeah.
Where can people find
You can find me on YouTube, Matt Likes Games. Videos every Monday and Friday. And then Wednesdays it's the 2-player podcast with myself and Am Solo. That is at
Hey.
4 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm on this channel every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern for bullsitting. And you can also find me on Twitter at Matt Likes Games. And that's where you can find me. Appreciate you for having
You can also find Matt on Tuesdays when the shit hits the fan. Sundays as well.
me.
All right.
Yeah.
Sundays as well.
Sure.
Right,
maybe
cheers,
maybe
man.
maybe one Sunday. Maybe one Sunday.
One
All right,
Sunday.
man.
All right. Sorry to interrupt him. Go ahead.
I don't remember. Go ahead.
All right. So this is another angle of the situation. Dinga, the one that everyone thought Jeff Keighley called the N-word because it sounded like it in the moment, but that's not what happened. His name is Dinga. Said this is a fucking gut stab. Arcane boss criticizes Microsoft execs for studio closures. So Arcane Leon boss Dinga Bakaba has publicly criticized Microsoft executives for their decision to close several studios, including its Austin. Okay, so we know what happened. Let's read his quote specifically. He said, "This is absolutely terrible. Permission to be human. To any executive reading this, friendly reminder that video games are an entertainment cultural industry, and your business as a corporation is to take care of your artists, entertainers, and help them create value for you." That's not the business, Dinga. You're the boss, dude. You know what the business is. Either you are lying or there's a problem with your mindset.
Can I add
the
something
business-
to this? Lo?
Go ahead, Em. Go ahead.
There's something very specific I wanted to add, and let me pull it up real quick, because it actually follows up with his actual tweet of what he said with this. So this will definitely be.
No, Mishi, Jeff did not call him the N-word. He called him Dinga, but he said it fast and people didn't get it in the moment. But it just sounded like, yeah, that.
All right, so I'm gonna put this on the screen. I'm gonna read this first, and then I'll actually click on to his actual tweet, and I'll allow you to go ahead and continue. But
Okay.
Mr. Hogue, Richard Hogue from Hogue Law, he put up, for the record, a thread like this is how you get a disciplinary meeting - fired. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he just had enough. But it's highly unusual to see messaging like this go out at virtually the same time as bad news from your bosses and their bosses.
Damn.
But if you wanted to keep on going, I mean, this is his actual tweet.
Jeez, that is a long thread. You just go off on the rest of the tweet instead of me having to go back to the article. Timmy, welcome in, Timmy.
I'll go on ahead and read the rest if you want. So you ended with create a value.
Sorry, stop there. So my issue with this, before we even get to the disciplinary part, is what's he talking about? The companies don't exist so artists can bring them value. Companies exist to make profit. As soon as AI can give you the same product or this comparable product at a much lower cost, artists can go fuck off. We all know this is what they're going to do. Why are we pretending? I don't understand. Either he's lying or he didn't think this one all the way through. Ivan,
I mean, I mean, you're not lying, Loke, and all of us care, right? And all of us care about people's job, but the way that we do that is so much different than the way that we did it, like in the maybe the 30s or the fucking 50s, right?
Yes.
We're
Yes.
texting people. Why not send it via messenger, horseback?
Mhm.
That job is gone now, right?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
jobs are gone because we innovate things to make things easier for ourselves, right?
Yep.
A thing that we do way too often is complain about the ingenuity while using said ingenuity.
Here we go. Here we go.
The irony is insane. And the trolling by said companies is absolutely disturbing.
Yeah.
But I think moments like these are not us really saying as much as what we should have got from said country, as much as we're kind of admitting that we allowed ourselves to be duped again.
Yeah, it's
So
definitely
I mean
honest.
that's really what it is. So no matter what big monster company that you back, this is a stark reminder that it's still fuck you.
Yeah, it's still fuck you. Give me your change. How much you got? Let me hold a 10. Let me hold 100. Just for 2 minutes. That's all it's all about. And because we don't own these digital goods that they can take away, it is quite literally, let me hold that 100. Let me hold it for you. And then I'm going to take this digital product away from you eventually.
I mean, bro, we're so bought in that we're paying for DLC that they didn't even end up giving us, that they have to now return money back to. That's how bought in as a community that we are. Think about it. We're paying for things that we can't even show people.
Yeah. Like, this is what I paid for.
Yeah, this is what I paid for. This is what I have.
Nothing. You have nothing.
The one thing I do want to push back on what Dinga said in his tweet. He said, "In your business as a corporation is to take care of your artists / entertainers and help them create value for you." No, that's not what a business or corporation does. They're in the business of making money. They don't give a damn about the artists, the entertainers, the customer. Well, they kind of care about the customer in a sense that, oh, we need your money, so we'll try to placate to you. But in terms of their own employees, they don't give a fuck about them. They don't care. So I look at this as I think he cares a lot. I know Dinga cares a lot, but I think he needs to open his eyes to see that, this corporation that he's owned by, any corporation whatsoever, they don't care. They care about the bottom line, which is money. That's it.
Mishi wants you to put a shirt on. I'm the only one that wears shirts, Mishi. Everyone is
I've got a shirt on.
and everything.
No, I just came from work.
No,
this is a scrub. This is scrubs, so okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Mr. Doctor, sir, apologies. Ham, go on and continue with the thread. I want to see what else he said.
You're muted.
So excuse me while I check my shit while I'm on stream because I don't give a fuck.
Is he Viper the Wiper again?
Ham, Xbox doesn't give a fuck. Why would you give a fuck?
Why did I give a fuck?
PlayStation don't give a fuck either.
And
all right.
Ain't
All
nobody
right, well,
gonna fight you about that. Settle down, Sir X-Man. Go ahead, Am. This guy.
Continuing on with the thread. He said, "Don't throw us into gold fever gambits. Don't use us as straw men for miscalculations, blind spots. Don't make our work environment drawnest jungles. You say we make you proud when we make good games. Make us proud when times are tough. We know you can. We've seen it before." Anything you want to say about that?
Bro,
I can
this
move
guy
on.
works at the company. He works at the company and he's just now realizing Xbox don't give a fuck. That is wild. He works there. This is for the fans that blindly follow whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo. This guy works there. Probably has Phil's number. These guys have weekly meetings. And he just now realized it's raw. Go ahead, Em.
All right. He continues by saying, and see, like I feel a sentiment and I get it, right? This is what you come to believe, and then the reality just hits you over the head. So I feel like that's kind of what's being done in this entire sentiment that he's leaving for us, right? Is like reality has struck him and he's fucking pissed. Right? So he continues by saying, for now, great teams are sunsetting before our eyes again, and it's a fucking stab. It's a fucking gut stab. Leon is safe, but please be tactful and discerning about all this. Excuse me, and respectful, and respect affected folks' voice, and leave it room to be heard. And it's their story to tell, their feelings to express. Inside baseball, but if I read immersive sim curse from the community, especially from a fellow dev, I swear to God, please, let's talk about the real challenges instead of rehashing irrational anxieties of the past. Even more inside baseball, but with a very, very wide range. As a wise and sorely missed man said, please stop.
Mishi says reality struck on him and then he heads home and eats a crumpet. Oh my lord. About this thread, Ham. Guys, this is how either out of touch or not in sync that Xbox is with everyone else that is inside Xbox. This is not just one of the devs at Arcane Leon. That's the head dude. That's the big boss man.
Thanks, dude.
And he's like, sorry, Am?
No, I was talking to the dude.
Ah, okay. And he's like, what's going on? So all this business about even I've praised Xbox in the past for being hands off, because most of the results of publishers intervening too much with the development process haven't been positive. You know what? Maybe micromanagement might have some merit. It might be the way forward for now.
No, not all the time.
No?
Not all the time. I mean, if you're going to micromanage everything, you're basically...
It's about balance, though.
Well, yeah, be balanced about it, but there's certain people who you don't need to micromanage. Some of them can be can work on their own, But then, of course, if they're not performing, yes, put the micromanaging in there. If they're performing well and they don't need you micromanaging them, then step back, let them do what they got to do, and perform to the best of their ability. But if you're hovering over somebody's shoulder all the time, trust me, they'll be afraid to come to work every day, and then they might just leave, and you'll have less productivity.
Yeah, maybe you might be onto something. Fark, please DM me this post by Mike Ibarra. Ham, have you seen anything from Mike Ibarra?
Yeah, no, I can pull that up right now.
Oh my lord!
I wanted to talk about that too.
Oh goodness! All right, pull it up, and then we'll talk about the fact that Arcane Austin was actually working on a Redfall update for this month before the rug got pulled. Oh my goodness!
And the funny thing is, I actually bought the Bite Back edition of Redfall when it was on sale.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you see the news about Nintendo as well?
About the new console?
Yeah.
It's on the list, bro. It's on the list for topics for today. It's just Xbox did the damn thing, so here we are. The Black John, Xbox or Microsoft.
Where did that go? I wonder if he deleted it.
Retro, it's been a minute.
Oh no, here it is.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy that you're here, Retro. United lost 4-0 to Crystal Palace yesterday. You couldn't come here on a winning Sunday. You couldn't do that. All
right. So Mikey Ibarra said this, and it's interesting, but I'll comment on it after I get done reading it. He said, "I see a lot of shots at Phil over today's Xbox announcements. I get it, but knowing him as a human, I know this hurts him as much as anyone else. And keep in mind, he does not work for Microsoft anymore, so he does not have to say this.
Right.
So it makes it a little extra interesting. But he says, but I know him as a human. I know this hurts him as much as anyone else. I can't speak for all of the leadership there, but I do know him, and I do know what he is likely going through. I'm not trying to defend the discussion. I think we all get ourselves what
decisions.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, decisions. My bad. I'm not trying to defend the decisions. I think we all get ourselves into situations that are tough and unexpected. Certainly, I have. It's part of the job, as is the accountability for the outcomes. But he's a good human, and he cares deeply for the creative process and developers. That's my firsthand experience in working closely with him for 8+ years and knowing him for 24+. I 100% understand the anger and confusion, and I feel deeply sorry for those teams impacted today and over the last few months. I didn't agree with every decision he made at Xbox, and I think that was pretty clear. But I do believe in his product leadership and how he and I know how hard these decisions can be. Xbox could have a very bright future. Focus on what the man is saying right there. I'm gonna repeat that one more time.
Oh my goodness, Sam.
No, it's crazy to me because these two studios going away, and a lot of people are in a lot of people's perspective, Xbox is completely dead as a company now. Like this sealed the deal for a lot of people. But I'm going to repeat this for the people in the back. Xbox could have a very bright future. Didn't say could have been. Could have a very bright future. I hope they are able to realize it, and all the teams have incredible experience together. It's certainly a tough time that needs that needs great clarity into the plan ahead. is and how gamers everywhere can be excited for it. So, I mean, what I don't want is a plan from Xbox, right? I don't want I don't want them to say shit else. I just want them to
That's
say.
what they've been
I
selling
just want
for
them
years.
to say,
now.
"Here it is," and that is
Yeah.
the show.
And then just
That
do
is
it.
the show. It's just
do
here it is, release date. Here it is, coming soon. Here it is, coming 2026. Here it is. I don't need to hear how much you care or none of that, because none of us are hearing any of that anymore. All I want to know is when and where can I download it? When's the next console? Okay, great. You can save the rest.
Fuck out of here.
You know what? I think with this tweet, this looks like he's trying to get back in the good graces of Microsoft so that when Phil does decide to leave, they put Mike Ibarra in. That's what this sounds like.
And he's going to leapfrog Sarah Bond.
No, wait a minute.
Hell
hold on. Let me tell you why.
Stretch.
Because
we'll give him some sweet chin music, brother.
No, he is one of the casualties.
Got that Armstrong doll out. Don't
he was one of the casualties of the 1,900 people that was let go earlier. Okay, and he was one of the main problems at Blizzard because he did not, do anything about the sexual allegations that was going on at Blizzard when he was in charge. So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get back in the good graces so he can get back in when Phil gets out. That's what I see. That is what I see here.
Ham, I might be off base on this one. No one is beating Sarah Bond to Phil Spencer's throne.
I 100% agree with you. I agree with you.
Remember,
Bro,
this is still a male.
I'll be upset. I'll be upset if someone goes and takes that position before Sarah.
This is still a white male dominated world.
Oh man!
Come on now.
Settle down.
Come on.
What?
You know it's true.
Why did you get slow started on it? Why did you get
political? Political stuff is for Sunday. All right. I like to talk just about gaming. The rest of the week, political stuff is for Sundays, brother.
Okay, time out. Will somebody please give Viper some fucking milk? Please, time out. That's too far, Viper. There is no way you should have went there. That conversation shouldn't have went there, dude. I love you, but it shouldn't have went there.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
Take that shit to Sunday. Get that shit up out of here. I don't want that. No, I'm all set.
It's a 3-hour podcast. I'll send you the link next Sunday. Okay?
I got another podcast at 6 o'clock. So, I got another podcast in an hour. So, I'm hanging out with you guys, speaking the truth, and setting up my new computer stand. So, I'm still here, gentlemen. I love you, but except for Viper right now, because that was inappropriate. Inappropriate, dude.
Inappropriate, not unappropriate. Get your English.
You know what the hell I mean? Shut up. Let me be country like K Mega. Let me be country like K Mega for a minute.
Your ass is in Chicago like me, so shut up.
All right. That was fun. So let me put up the article from IGN real quick. Arcane. What's this? I want Diddy. Oh my Lord. Mishi, stop it.
Oh, Jesus. No.
What the hell, man? Arcane Austin. So let's get into it. Arcane Austin was working on a big Redfall update for May before Microsoft ditched the game and closed the studio. This is from not our dearly beloved IGN. It's just IGN. Ham, are you happy? You happy with that?
Yeah, that sounds better.
All right.
That sounds clean. Not scummy. Clean.
All right. In an interview with Eurogamer, game director Harvey Smith said, "We listen and we have already started to work to address this in future. We have to do some things like encrypt your save games and do a bunch of UI work to support it. And so we're looking into it. I'm not supposed to promise anything, but we're looking into and working actively towards fixing that in the future. However, the offline mode failed to materialize. IGN understands Redfall's May update would have added the ability to play offline, which in turn would have helped with keeping the game alive in the future. Unfortunately for players, it'll never see the light of day. Okay, so they were working specifically on offline. It took over a month to release first patch. Then it took, okay, so they're doing the basic rundown of what happened with the game. Okay, so yeah. Ham, here's another concern that I was talking about earlier on in the pod about ownership. Essentially, as soon as the servers go down for Redfall, that's it. And they will go down.
Yep, they will.
For a
There's
game,
not going to be enough activity there. They're going to take it down. They will.
For a game that has a single player campaign, it could just vaporize and disappear.
It's wild, but that's what's going to happen eventually.
This is what we all are fearing for a digital future. I don't know. I don't know where this is going. You say that you're waiting for the crash. I don't know if we're going to survive this crash because, you know, everything revolves around money. So when you have this crash that occurs later on, it might be sooner than later, but when this crash occurs, when we've lost all of the servers for all of our digital games, what's going to happen? They're not going to give the money back. We just lost out on all the games that we purchased. I have over 1,000 games on the Xbox. I'm almost reaching 300 games on Steam. So the fact is that I've got a ton invested into gaming. And yet they're screwing us over left and right with all of these online only games. They're screwing us over with these studio closures. And then, this update was supposed to make it offline, but now they've just canceled that. And now I'm screwed because I bought the game. And now when they're gone and they won't keep the servers active, I've just lost this game the same way I lost Crossfire X. Remember what happened with that one?
Damn.
Crossfire X, even though it was like $24 for the game, still, I bought it. I should have had that single player component to it. But the single player component, the single player component that Remedy Studios made was connected to the online stuff that Smilegate had. So you needed to be online in order to play the single player, which was stupid. So now we've got Redfall. There's a single player component, but you still need to be online to play that. That right there pisses me off. And it's pissing everybody else off because we do not own the games that we've purchased. So what is it going to take for them to stop making this online component a requirement? Anybody?
I don't know. I know I need to get up out of here. I told you I had about an hour and a half, and I gave you
later, dog. It's unfortunate, Ham. Plug your stuff. Me, Sir.
I don't need to plug my shit. This is my channel.
Right. Here's the bad part about that. Real quick on what he said. What happens when some people can't afford to pay their internet bill?
Yes.
What happens when they can't afford to pay their internet bill? They cannot play the games that they bought.
You can't play it offline.
You can't play even the single player without the internet component.
Yeah.
So that's a sad case right now. Even if you have the disc, you still can't play it.
Mm-hmm.
The disc is a coaster, guys. It's a coaster. Cozy! Are you feeling rosy? Welcome in, Cozy. Welcome in. Gentlemen, I think we're good on the whole Arcane thing. All right, let's go to the fun stuff. Let's go to Helldivers. because
Oh, now
I
he
think
wants to talk about PlayStation game now that Hams is leaving. Wow.
Well, wait a minute.
I'm just
Before
no.
we jump into Helldivers, I want to,
All right.
and I'm gonna apologize here for people who watched GRG this past Friday, and I'm gonna apologize on GRG this coming Friday. But the fact is, I didn't know this Helldivers stuff was going on when I was mentioning the whole Sony requiring the sign in for the PC. I only thought it was Ghost of Tsushima. So if I gave out wrong information on Friday, I am totally sorry. If I found this out, I found this out at the end when we had already ended the show and we were in the green room. That's when I found out they're requiring this stuff for Helldivers. And I'm like, wait a minute. No. This is not
right.
It ain't right. Because the fact is, for 3 months, 4 months straight, you had people able to play this game. You had them able to play this game without having to log into the PlayStation Network. And now you're putting this requirement on them. And then we come to find out there's 177 countries that do not have the ability to create a PlayStation Network account unless they bought, like especially with Ukraine, unless they bought an actual system. I know your country, you can't create a PlayStation account on the computer, right? Nope. Exactly. You got to buy the system itself. So, I mean, what the hell was Sony thinking on this? And granted, they backtracked, which I didn't think they were going to backtrack. I thought they were going to have 10 toes down in this thing. A lot of people thought it was going to be 10 toes down, but they bent the knee quickly. Like it was not as quick as Microsoft bent the knee for the Xbox Live debacle, but Sony bent the knee. And this was a shock to me that they actually bent the knee. Because normally they'd be like, remember when Jim Ryan said, okay, fine, we promised that we wouldn't charge you the extra $10 for the upgrade for Horizon Forbidden West, but going forward, you're going to be charged that extra money. So it's the same thing that that's going to happen here. They're like, okay, we didn't require this at the beginning, but for future games, we're going to require you to sign in, and then we want our monthly active users. And I don't think the PC crowd is going to,
I think they will. I think they will, because this is not the first PlayStation game that puts PSN there. The issue, Viper, the real issue
hasn't come out yet.
No, the previous PlayStation games that have gone on PC.
No, they haven't required you to sign into PlayStation Network.
No, they haven't. It's not about requiring. It's about the option being there, right? So now, what they're going to do, you haven't had the pop-up on PC.
No, I got Spider-Man, I got Miles Morales, I've got Horizon Zero Dawn, I've got the first Helldivers, I got Ratchet and Clank and Kena Bridge of Spirits, and none of them gave me an
Only
option.
Helldivers gave you the option.
Well, I got first Helldivers, not the second one.
That sounds off. Okay, but the point is, the issue here is that you sold these games saying that the registration was optional. And a lot of people made the decision based off of the assumption that it was just an option and it was not mandatory.
Right.
Because these people are aware of the fact that in their region, you can't create a PSN account. So the rub is that you like people, and now you are willing to take games of it because it was non-negotiable when they announced it, right? As for Ghost of Tsushima, we're going to get to it, but it's not the same situation, and I think it's going to be fine. But let's read this, and then we can get to the rest of it. So PlayStation has delivered a U-turn and scrapped its plans to require Helldivers 2 players on Steam to sign in with PlayStation Network account. The requirement was present when the game originally launched, but after its unexpected early success led to severe technical issues, temporarily removed. Last week, Sony stated that the requirement would be returning on May 30th and that all players would need to have linked their Steam and PlayStation Network account by June 4th. The news was met with huge backlash from players, and the game was hit with over 100,000 negative reviews in less than 48 hours. It got to 200K at some point.
Over.
The negativity continued over the weekend when the game was pulled from over 150 countries on Steam due to them not having access to the PlayStation Network. However, in a new tweet posted by the official PlayStation account on X, the company has acknowledged its error and said it scrapped the plans to require a PSN account for the Steam version of the game. Here's the quote. Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on Helldivers 2 account linking update. Feedback, that's what they call it. The May 6th update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and for current players beginning May 30th, will not be moving forward. We're still learning what is best for PC players. We're still learning how far we can push it. We're learning how deep we can try to ram it before you say, ouchies, ouchies, and then we pull out. We're learning. Be patient. Steve, get some lube. We need more lube. Anyway, we're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support of Helldivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans. So the CEO of Arrowhead Studios said, firstly, I am impressed by the willpower of the Helldivers 2 community and your ability to collaborate. Secondly, I want to thank our partners and friends at PlayStation for quickly and effectively making the decision to leave PSN linking optional. We together want to set a new standard for what a live game is and how developers and community can support each other to create the best game experiences. All right. So X-Men. Vaseline. Pause.
Do you really want me to respond to that gobbledygook?
What gobbledygook? This is the single most beautiful expression of democracy that we have seen in gaming recently.
No, it's an expression of we fucked up because we forgot about the PC players. That's what that was. And PC players don't take no shit. You got so many Xbox people on the PC playing Helldivers, and they said, fuck you, Sony. Sorry.
All right, settle down.
Every time I look up on my friends list, I can actually see because Steam is connected to Xbox already. It's been connected to Xbox for over 14 years.
Yeah.
So I can see when my friends are playing any game on Steam, and I see them when they're playing Helldivers. Once again, Sony is over a century late to the party. I see when my friends are playing Spider-Man because I know we ain't got it on Xbox. I know when my friends are playing God of War. We don't have it on Xbox.
Yep.
So it's their fault for being late to the party.
Did they make it to the party or not?
No, they haven't made it to
No, they haven't made it to the party yet. They still screwing up.
God damn it. You know, for me, this is exhausting. This is the same thing.
Oh, the truth is exhausting. Oh, I'm sorry.
When people say, oh, you should do better, be better, and then they explain why you're wrong, and then you say, oh, I apologize, I'm going to now do better. And they're like, no, that's not good enough. Settle your ass down, all right? They made a mistake. They fixed it. Move on.
How many mistakes have they made, my friend? How many mistakes have they made?
No, Sir X-Man, we're not here evaluating Sony as a whole. We're evaluating Sony for what they did in this one specific instance. That's why on the cover, on the cover of the subject that we're talking about, we're not sitting here. Sony does a U-turn on their entire setup as a company.
No, they should have did a U-turn.
On Helldivers 2. we want to talk about Helldivers 2.
I
Right?
am talking about
did.
Hellfire. It's related because if you think about it,
You're
so
talking
you
about the
want
entire
people. Let
behavior,
me
bro.
tell you, you want people to sign in to your network when you've had years of trouble securing your network. You don't think PC people know about that problem? You've even had problems with their network, Loke. Come on, let's be real, dude. So people are like, no, I'm not want to sign into Sony with my Steam account. I don't trust it. That's the big rebel. If Sony didn't have these problems with their network, then they wouldn't have had no problem. But that stigma is still with Sony. That's why they said no.
Well, they fixed it.
Well, I don't
They
think
still didn't fix their network.
I don't think they fixed this because remember, if
Go
you
ahead,
remember you remember that little meme from South Park where
Yes.
the whole BP spill, and you know how the CEO or whoever was in charge, they were laying on the carpet and they said, "Sorry, we're sorry," and then they go back and forth with all that. That's what Sony's doing. That's what Microsoft is doing. They screw up and they're, "Oh, we're sorry." No.
Okay, then. For me, I think it's perfectly fine. I am very happy that PC players have showed the way. PC players have shown that they have self-respect. PC players have shown that they're the cream of the crop.
They show
right?
that they've got a spine.
In fact, it's not even PC players anymore. They're not PC players. They're not PC gamers. They are the PC master race.
That is
Right?
always
Everyone on console needs to bend the knee and take the L. Because no one on Nintendo, no one on PlayStation, no one on Xbox, none of y'all, right? No one is about to make any one of these companies do something they don't want to do. Because all they're going to do is bitch on Twitter for 5 minutes, and then the next trailer comes out and they're gonna buy the game. That's all that's going to happen. Whereas on PC, the PC crowd makes everyone sit the hell down and hear them out.
And you know what? Here's the thing.
I'm delighted.
With that, the PC community, they basically show that they've got a spine. The console community just sits there and takes it. PC community will not settle for anything. They expect the best. They expect to be treated with respect. And they don't sit there and let these corporations take advantage of them. They fight back and they let their voices be heard. Now, granted, sometimes you hear, the console people's fight back. Like Xbox players, they fought back against the Xbox Live price hike, and that was that. But how many other things have happened where they just let these corporations take advantage of them? You know, the fact that the PC people don't have to pay for online. Seriously, they don't have to pay for online, but PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, they've got to pay for online. So these companies are out here screwing over their so-called player base, but letting the PC community have everything handed to them. And yes, I can understand why the console people are pissed off. If you're pissed off, do something about it. Either you build your own PC, or you go buy a budget PC and you start playing on PC. Because right now, PC is plug and play. You can plug in an Xbox or PlayStation controller into your PC. Yes, and you can play your games on the PC. Oh, go ahead. What?
No, I was talking to Mike. Finish your point. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was saying that you can plug your controller into the PC and you can play these games. Every single game that's from Xbox, from PlayStation and Nintendo, if you know how to do it. The fact is, PC is the one place where you can have everything. These companies are shortchanging us. Now, me, I started off on console, and I got hit to the fact that, hey, hold on a second, I'm not getting the proper performance. I'm not getting the proper graphical fidelity that I want. So what did I do? I built my own PC. I got a 3090 Ti. I've got a 5950X AMD CPU that's 16 cores and 32 threads. I have a good enough PC where it is outperforming Xbox Series X and PS5, and it'll still outperform PS5 Pro whenever that gets announced. So I'm good. Granted, I still have my Xbox, but at the same time, I'm realizing that maybe I don't need this $500 box. I don't need it. I don't need it. I mean, yes, it's convenient, but right now I've built my own PC. I can build another one if I wanted to. I can upgrade if I wanted to. If I wanted the 40 series, I'll do it. If I wanted the 50 series, I'll do it. I may even switch over to AMD, a full AMD build if I wanted to. I have that choice.
AMD sucks.
Well, you know, their CPUs are great, but I have that choice if I want to do stuff with my PC. I don't have that choice with a console. And I can get the best possible frames. I can get the best possible resolution. I can get the best quality on PC than I can on a console. The console is basically for the what do they call them again? Casuals. These casual gamers, the people who don't really care too much about gaming. The hardcore, and I'll say this for console people that are playing right now. If you're a hardcore console gamer, get a damn PC, because that way you don't have to complain all this much. Let the casuals deal with getting. Okay, let the casuals deal with that.
Speaking of people getting shivved, let's hear from friend of the show, Jay Barry.
Uh-oh.
What pisses me off, and I'm gonna speak from the heart right here, man.
Let's go.
What pisses me off about this whole thing is that look how quick PlayStation responded to a community of gamers that's not even their bulk. I'm talking the entirety, not just Helldivers itself. You know what I mean? PC is just an extra funding thing that they want to do. This is not their primary source of income. And just something so, we'll put our game on there a year, 3 years, 4 years. We'll have live service games day and date. You have a whole other platform that would have complaints, that would have feedback, and you don't listen to them at all. Maybe we need to react and respond just like the PC gamers. Maybe we need to go on the PlayStation Store on PS5 and downvote or 1-star Helldivers 2. Maybe we need to flood PlayStation support and request refunds.
Yes.
Maybe we need to go to the Discords and say outlandish shit to the representatives that have the game.
Pause.
For them to listen to what console gamers are saying. Huh? Because like I said, for years, I've been saying they need to drop that requirement for PlayStation Plus when it comes to the console side of things, when it comes to these multiplayer games. Due to the fact that now you are putting your game on another platform that doesn't have any of those requirements, why is it there on the console side? Remove it. PlayStation Plus is already another benefit where you have other things than multiplayer that people hopefully will subscribe to it because they want to reap those benefits, like the games for the month that you raise the price for. Huh? You raise the price so you can get quote unquote better games for the service. Why are we still getting charged to play multiplayer games, especially your multiplayer games?
Exactly.
Is Sony made it clear that they are going to...
Let me pause there before we go into the next video. Two things. First off, Mishi Miyagi, the people have not awoken. The console gamers have not awoken. Nothing is going to happen.
Sir X-Man, put a shirt on, please. Put a shirt
Sony
on.
will continue to do what they're doing. Xbox will continue to do what they're doing. Nintendo will continue to do what they're doing. Console gamers have shown us nothing. They have shown us nothing to prove that they will ever grow a spine. Until that happens, it's an impossibility at this point. It is what it is, right? This is just fun for us to look at. This is, okay. Because we know nothing's going to happen. But my analogy for this one.
Button.
All right, Viper. My analogy for this one on the whole what spine. My analogy for Jay Barry's rant there is that he's on point. That is what needs to happen, and we can agree also that nothing is going to happen because no one's going to do anything.
So
but also,
wait.
when he was hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So what I was saying before you go on, in terms of nothing is not going to happen.
Yeah.
The reason why nothing's going to happen is because you already have their console. If you stop buying their console, if you cancel PlayStation Plus, that's it. Now they'll have to listen.
But they're not going to do that.
I mean, that's the only way they're going to learn. If they
but that's not what's going to happen. Yes.
All right. So what is going to happen then?
Oh, nothing. The PlayStation is going to put out another game.
Mm-hmm.
The PlayStation crowd is going to go crazy, right? In 2025. Oh, we can't wait to play these bangers. Xbox is going to have their showcase in June, and all the Xbox fans are going to be super excited and completely forget that they just got shivved, right? Nintendo, we're going to talk about it just now, is announcing the next console. The Nintendo fans are also going to lose their shit, and it's all going to keep going on console. Nothing's going to happen. And Mike Johnson, on the whole, you're a console gamer, so that means you haven't showed us nothing. It's almost like you don't watch the show, but I know you do because you're here almost all the time. I've said this many times. I'll say it again because I'm not ashamed of it. But I got these day one. Well, I got this one day one. This one I got like a year later. But the reality set in for me last year. The reality set in for me last year. That's why I now have a gaming PC, a gaming laptop. And I've said it many times on the show that my plan moving forward is I'm not going to do the mid-gen refreshes. And even when the next consoles come out, I'm also not going to buy those until they bring out a console that literally, right, sets these ones behind. And you cannot play the new PlayStation game or the new Xbox game unless you have one of these. Then I'll get that console. But I'm done buying just so I can have the latest one of these consoles. My main platform moving forward is PC.
Same here.
Me personally, I'm making the change. What I'm saying is I have zero confidence. I have zero confidence in the majority of the console gaming community to make a change, to think critically take their emotions and their attachments, right? Even as they have freaking posters of the brands behind them, right? I don't believe that the majority of this community can sit there, analyze, and be like, oh, okay, so now the best platform is PC, then I'm out. And then actually do it and commit to it. Because the majority of console gaming has never done it. So I appreciate the attempt, Mike. I really do. But no. Also, my analogy for what Barry was saying, you ever heard about that one dude that was dating that one woman for like 10 years, right? And then they break up. And then he hooks up with another woman and he married like 6 months. That's my analogy. Console gamers are that chick that's sitting there just keeping the dude entertained. As soon as wifey rocks up, the ring appears suddenly. PC has the most players. PC has the most buyers. As much as people like to pretend like PC is all about freaking pirating or whatever, that's not true. PC buys the most games on the planet. That's where all the money's at. So yes, the priority is PC. It's not Xbox. It's not PlayStation. The priority is PC, brother. That's all it is. Sir X-Man, do you have anything to say about what Jay Barry about the truth bombs that Jay Barry just dropped? Sir X-Man,
I'm still here. I'm hooking up some wires.
What?
I'm hooking up some wires. I'm setting up my new stand.
All right. Mute yourself. All right, mute yourself.
To
I was
listen,
muted.
which is not
all right, stay there then.
Asshole.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but they communicate the message. We will listen when you guys throw a tantrum on the PC.
It's not a tantrum. And I saw someone say this. Someone said it on Twitter about whining or something like that. The PC gamers are whiners or whatever. Bro, it's not about whining. It's about having standards. Tantrum.
PC, marketplace. When you guys get angry and you lose it, we will listen and we will reverse our decisions. So I just can't help but sit here and think, well, Sony, if you're willing to do that for PC players, again, people who do not care about your platform or your console, people who actively decide not to buy your products unless you bring it to them, you're willing to bend your own rules that you made for them because you can't deal with the heat. It makes me think, you know what? Maybe I should do the same thing. Maybe we should do the same thing.
Yes.
Why should they get special treatment when they are actively not supporting you in the way that we are?
Oh my God. MBG. Dude, you have a relationship with the publisher. Everyone has a relationship with the publisher. You have chosen, MBG and everyone else that's a PlayStation loyalist, a blind PlayStation loyalist, because I'm a loyalist, but I'm not blind. You have made the conscious decision to give them all the power. And in every relationship, when you do that, things don't go well. Things don't go well in every relationship that you choose to do this. But you guys thought it would be different because PlayStation is different. They actually like you. What's the logic? I don't understand. look, the PlayStation 5 drop, you're going to start tweaking, and you're going to buy. No, I will not be buying the PS5 Pro. Viper, you have anything to say about MBG's rant?
So it took him a long time to get to that, but once again, is he going to do anything about it? He's not going. He is 10 toes deep into PlayStation, so he's not going to do anything. He's going to grift like every other influencer out there. He's going to grift, and he's just going to basically say what he needs to say to get the views. He's not leaving console gaming. He's going to be stuck with PlayStation forever until he dies, and then you got the next grifter that's going to come on there and, back PlayStation or back Microsoft. Because
why is he a grifter? Why is he a grifter?
You're grifting because now you're just following the damn trend. You're saying, well, maybe we should do it too. No, you need to figure that out earlier before you see this trend going on about, oh, well, they're getting everything handed to them and we're not. Maybe we need to fight against the thing too. No.
Yeah, I'm going to bounce out, guys. I'm trying to work on this computer before the show I'm going on to.
All right. Cheers. See ya. But no, it's the fact is you figure this stuff out on your own. Do not go according to trends and so that you can get the views on your channel. That's what he's doing. He's grifting so he can do that. Figure this out for yourself. Because following this trend, you're only following this trend, what you're going to do is you're going to say, well, I'm going to PC. And then you get your PC and you screw it up. And you don't know how to use that PC. And now you're going to jump back to console.
No, and that's where the problem is. Getting in and screwing it up, for me, is fine. Because you don't know the ecosystem. You don't know how gaming specifically works with PC. Because as much as you use PC every day for work, it's different when you're using it for gaming.
Exactly.
Getting in and screwing up is fine. It's the not being 100% committed.
Right. He's not
being like, let me just go back.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to mess it up. And then he's going to be like, oh, screw this. I'm going back to console. That's exactly what they're going to do. Well, him and other people too. So that's why I say you figure it out for yourself first. And then when you are committed, that's when you build your own PC. Not go out and purchase this stupid off-the-shelf thing from Walmart. What you do, you build your own PC. And then you know that you've committed when you've built your own PC. And then you can go in and then you can say, hey, I've put out all this money to make the PC to what my standards are. And when they're to my standards, now I'm going to take care of this damn thing. And whatever I screw up, I'm going to go ahead and fix it right away because I put out all this money into it. That is the mindset that people need to be in, is that this is an investment. This is an investment. And yes, not only can I game on this, but I can do other stuff. I can do stuff for work. I can do homework for school. I can do research, all of this stuff on this PC that I made, a beast of a PC that I wanted. Not that, oh, I just picked it up off the shelf because I thought it was cool. No, that's what I did. That's what a console. I know that's what you did with your little laptop, but whatever.
Bite me. All right, this thing plays Cyberpunk. This thing plays Cyberpunk max settings. All right, bite me. Go ahead.
What type of laptop is it? Show me your specs.
It's an Asus. It's an Asus. That's all I know. That's all I know.
So you're not true PC Master Race. Okay, bye.
Whatever, dog. Whatever, dog.
See, because here's the thing. I actually chose the specs. I've got 64 gigs of RAM. Okay, running at 3200 megahertz. All right, I don't
even know what that means.
Dude, you
I'm going to pick this out for me. Like I went to like a store right in Mozambique, and then I asked them for options. I asked for the specs, and I sent them to Ham, and Ham was like, "Okay, get this one." That's what happened. Literally, that's what happened. So when you're telling me all this stuff about RAM and whatever, I'm just like, bruh.
So the thing that you have to understand is you figure out what type of CPU you want, what you think that these future games are going to handle. You figure out the type of GPU you want. You figure out the fastest RAM that you want to put in there, because you want some very fast RAM. Okay. And then, of course, then you start looking at the motherboard. You start looking at the case. You start looking at the power supply. And I chose a 1200 watt power supply so I can expand for future upgrades. So you want to look at all of those different things. And then when you've got everything together, now you're also thinking of price as well, and see how you're going to do it. So I did it piece by piece. So I got the motherboard, I got the RAM, I've got the CPU, I got the GPU. And then slowly but surely, I got piece by piece. And yes, I had to look for stuff that was on sale. I had to find out, okay, do I want lights in my PC, or do I just want to go just plain old bare bones? I wanted lights. I got everything just decked out. So the fact is, I made sure that I was ready for not only this gen, but ready for next gen. And so anytime that they want to come out with a game that is going to kill the current gen of Xbox and PlayStation, at least my PC can handle it. So if I put what's the most recent Dragon's Dogma 2, if I run that on my PC right now, I can get a solid 60 frames. I may not be able to be at 4K, but I can be at 1440p 60. And I don't care. I can do max settings 1440p 60, but I don't have to be at 4K, even though my GPU can run 8K if I wanted to. So this is the thing. You have to look into this and be committed to it. I was committed. I was programming when I went to college, and now I'm also in the medical field. So I'm going to combine the two things together. But I know what I'm getting into. I'm a technology buff. I have an 8K TV. Damn it, I want to have 8K games, and I want them running at 60 frames. Plain and simple. So what I do, build my PC to that spec, and then I can even run it lower if I wanted to.
So Retro has some thoughts. Retro has some thoughts. I'm gonna respond to the first one, then I want you to respond to the second one, because I think he's talking to you. So the first one, he says, so why is GTA coming to consoles first? Retro, when you want to use an example, right? And I'm going to speak in the language that me and you both understand. When you want to use an example of the average football players, you don't bring up Cristiano Ronaldo. You don't bring up Messi. You don't bring up Mbappe. Those guys are on another level. You don't use those guys to then try to come up with a baseline behavior that you should expect. That's not how it works. All right? The behavior of Rockstar, the behavior of Call of Duty, these guys are on another level in gaming. They're not in the 80%. They're in the top 10%, right? The top 5%. So for me, this one doesn't fit, bro. Sorry.
Well, no, I'll respond to that too. You know the reason why it's coming. You want to know the reason why it's coming to console first? Because what they're doing is they're programming to the lowest common denominator. Consoles are the lowest common denominator, even though they want to say the lowest common denominator is PC. Yeah, because you have different ranges of PC. What they wanted to do is they wanted to optimize their game first on console, and then for the PC, that's when they release all the different variations on the PC. Now, granted, remember, they are making this on a PC first. All games are made on PC first. Hello, where else are you going to make it? You can't just make it straight out of the dev kit for the Xbox or the PlayStation. it's made on the PC and then it's ported over to the console. So for you to bring up GTA, why it's coming on console first, because they want to sell the consoles. They want to sell the consoles. They're in it about making money. They have the partnership with Microsoft and Sony to sell the damn consoles.
Oh shit! I didn't even get to finish my point. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The reason I was talking about levels, Retro, is GTA can release 5 years later on PC and be a monster.
Exactly.
Sell millions. And I'm not talking about God of War millions, or like 3 million, 5 million. I'm talking 20, 50 million.
How
GTA can do that.
How much is GTA 5 sold across the 3 generations?
As soon as they passed $1 billion, I was like, I'm done with these guys. I'm not even keeping track anymore. Fuck those guys. So yeah, that's why. Also, and then the next one is for you, Viper. He says, y'all former Xbox fans are funny, man. Suddenly y'all got standards and stuff.
I've always had standards. I've just been lazy. Okay? That's the reason why I stayed.
Is that why Xbox is struggling? Because the fans are lazy?
Exactly. I've just been, and see, I can admit it. I'm not one of those people that are just going to say, well, this is my excuse. No, I can admit I've been lazy and not wanting to move over to where greatness truly is. Come on.
PlayStation.
No, greatness is PC. Come on.
All right.
We know greatness is in PC. So I was lazy. So I know for a fact, I want something, I'm going to go out and get it. I'm too damn old right now to deal with these corporations telling me that, oh, they're pissing on me and this is rain. Fuck you. I'm going to go ahead and get what I want. Whatever.
It's drizzling. It's drizzling. Also, Retro, about the standards. Dude, that's what life does to you, man. Remember when you were 18? Remember when you were 16 and you would do anything just for a whiff of it? And you know what the it I'm talking about. Remember, now, God forbid you end up single. Right now, some random bird approaches you. You'll be like, no, I'm good. Why? Because suddenly you're funny now, right?
You have
standards now.
Yes, thank you.
Huh? Come on, man. And you're my brother, but come on. All right, let's go back to the video and watch young Dave Chappelle give his zinger.
You know, a lot of people ask why. Why treat the customer this way? Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
And I know it says PlayStation on here, but it really should say PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo. Because everyone's getting shivved. It's not just the PlayStation crowd. Oh my goodness. Whew. All right. So that was
what
Jay
pisses
Barry.
me off.
I need to follow Jay Barry eventually, but
no, don't follow him. Come on.
What? Fuck! Did you not hear his base takes? That was base. Come on.
One base take does not make a smart man. Just one. A broken clock is right twice a day. So he needs a second one to be right. And he ain't no broken clock. He's just fucked up.
I'm not willing to do that. I want to see him mess up some more. I just found him. So
Xbox will never listen to fan feedback.
Let's hear
that. When it comes to happiness and sadness, it definitely seems like PlayStation is willing to pivot. Xbox will.
What?
Yeah.
Is this guy crazy?
This is another one. Crater Face, it's another one. Yeah.
Dude, all Xbox has been doing is pivoting. Granted, the pivoting hasn't been in a positive direction, or the results haven't been positive, but all they've been doing is pivoting. Example number one, Game Pass.
Yeah, that's a pivot. But then how many times have they stepped in the shit? How many times?
Who? Xbox?
Yeah, Xbox. How many times? They've stepped in it many times, and then they've got to come back right around and just say, "Oh, I'm sorry. We'll do better. We hear you." That's their canned response. We hear you, and we're going to do better. Right? If you're going to do better, then do it and stop messing up.
Dude, your spelling is weird today. But let's go back to the video.
We'll never listen to fan feedback, and especially when it comes to something like Nintendo. I mean, I don't feel like you could act that when it comes to happiness and sadness, it definitely seems like PlayStation is willing to pivot.
That is cap.
Xbox will never listen to fan feedback, and especially when it comes to something like Nintendo. I mean, I don't feel like you could.
That's cap. That is.
I don't understand why you use him. I don't understand why you use him, because that right there, we already know Dreamcast guy is a stupid idiot. We already know that. He's a PlayStation.
I don't know that.
You haven't been listening. The fact is that the whole community knows about Dreamcast guy. We call him Crater Face or Moon Face, whatever. But yeah, he's. Ugh.
Why Crater Face? I don't understand.
Did you not see his face?
Yeah, I saw it. Nothing. It's just a face.
Look carefully. Let's just say that.
All right. I'll do that later.
Or we also call him Meth Guy.
Meth. Oh yeah. I heard that he said that live that he did meth. I heard that he said that on someone's stream. That was
accidentally did meth.
Yeah, but did you do it or not? I'm not even asking like, what you went. So
because he said he was with a friend and that they were going to go and get some weed, and then found out later on it was meth. He smoked it. Come on, you found out it was meth. You get rid of it. You don't just go ahead and smoke it. Jeez.
Yeah. Also, accidentally, it's like I don't know though. I don't know. Retro. So show me. Let's see some sales. Let's see them sales. Okay, Horizon. I swear, Retro, I sent you the damn link. But that wasn't the point. You said PC is the biggest market with the most scalable target. Releasing on smaller market first wouldn't make sense. Well, it's fine to say that, but again, levels. If you know that people will wait 10 years for your game and you want you're in this new economy, right? You're in the engagement economy. It's the same reason why we all agree that the best thing for Xbox to do is not to release all of the Call of Duties, but to release one at a time, right? You're in an engagement market. So why not take advantage of the fact that you have a product that you can stretch out the engagement for? Why not do that? I don't understand. If they could, if I worked for Rockstar and I could make the decision, I'd approach either Xbox or PlayStation and be like, how much are you willing to pay to make this 1 year exclusive or 2 year exclusive? Why? Because now this thing is going to be a banger on PlayStation for 2 years, and then on the third year, it's going to spike again because now it's on Xbox for the next 3 years. And then on the fifth year, it's going to spike one more time when it goes to PC. So I don't see the problem here. That's why I brought up the levels thing, dude. Because if any other game tries this, remember Dead Island? Dead Island came out on Epic. But by the time the Epic exclusivity ran out and then it had to go to Steam, it had lost steam. Why? Because it's not Grand Theft Auto. It's not Call of Duty. Levels, brother. Levels. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The last one I'm going to bring up is someone that maybe you don't like, Viper, but he's one of my mutuals. I follow JTech, and he sometimes has some based views. Oh my Lord! Look at Viper. Oh goodness.
Go ahead.
So this is a pretty bad take by JTech. That's why I didn't like or retweet or anything. It says Sony fears PC babies. I think this is a bad take by JTech.
You think?
Because because I'm sure he has like complained about something in the past, whether it was with PlayStation, Xbox, etc. So that Uno card can easily be
He's a PlayStation fan.
Turned on
He doesn't
him.
complain about PlayStation.
He does. I've seen it a couple of times. He does. It's just that people like to take like the hottest hot take that he makes, and then they're like, this guy's terrible. You know what I mean? Like this Sunday, I will be discussing a Twitter, what do I even call it? Engagement, I think,
Twitter
that I had with. Someone came at me and tried to use my ethnicity and my nationality and the fact that I'm African to say that I should only think this way because of my skin color and because of where I'm from. And I was just thinking to myself, dude, how can you not see that this attitude, this is exactly what the racists that you say you hate, this is exactly how they think. You're using their logic. I cannot think something different because of my skin color and because of where I'm from. You and those guys that like to wear white sheets, y'all should hang.
Let me back off.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about anyone that thinks.
As soon as you bring up white sheets, I'm like,
Yeah. But who else do you know, Viper, that sits there and is like, no, because you're black, because you're African, you should think X. Who else does that?
I mean, anybody who has a prejudice. Because remember, a prejudice is prejudging a person based on things that you've heard of in passing or things that society wants to bring forward towards you to perpetuate some type of thought process that you should have. I mean, the fact is, everyone has prejudice. And the thing is, you can learn some prejudice based on what other people have taught you or based on what society has taught you. You have to find out stuff for yourself so that you don't have these prejudice. And so everybody will have one. It's up to that person whether or not they're going to be open-minded to actually think for themselves or be like the rest of the sheep and lemmings that are out there.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Black John, I didn't know you was in here. Sorry, I wasn't paying too much attention. Welcome in. And also, yes, I do agree PlayStation will pivot if it hurts their wallet. But it's not just PlayStation. It's Xbox as well. It's Xbox. When Xbox decided we're going to go third party and start putting our games everywhere, if 20 of the 30 million in install base they have, if 20 million were like, all right, we're canceling Game Pass, we're leaving, we're out, and then they started one of these petitions like Grums, trust me, Xbox would have pivoted, and suddenly they're not going third party anymore. Suddenly exclusives are back on the menu. That's what would have happened. But that's not what happened. People didn't stand their ground. And now, like Viper said, they're taking it. They are taking it. Raw. That's what's happening. And as far as PSN is concerned, it's not enough that Jay Barry is complaining. It's not enough that MBG is complaining. You need at least 50% of the people on PlayStation to wake up and say we're not taking it anymore.
No,
but that's not going to happen.
The casuals. You need the casuals to start waking up, because when you have, well, see, the hardcore is just a small percentage, very small. Yes.
On console.
So the hardcore on console, they're the small percentage. But when you can galvanize the casual market, that is when change truly does happen. Because the casual market, I'm going to put these numbers out there. They may not be scientifically accurate. So I would say the casual market makes up about 85% of the console market. The other 15% is the hardcore gamers. So
I think it's even less, but okay.
It might be. I mean, but all the YouTube channels out there, it's all the hardcore. It's not the casuals that's making those YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And those are those are the loudest voices with the YouTube channels and the Twitter engagements. Those are the loudest voices, and it's only a small percentage of what the console market is. So if you can engage the rest of the console market, which is the casual market, when you can get them on your side, and then you can say, hey, do not buy this product. Do not buy this service. When the sales drop, when the engagement drops, then these corporations will listen. Sony and Microsoft are in it for the money. So is Nintendo. They're all in it for the money. So hit them where it hurts.
That's not going to happen. And to Vince's point here in the chat about you can't review bomb, it wasn't just review bombing on Helldivers, brother. That's not just what happened.
That's not what it is.
People reached out. People reached out on social media. People stopped playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
There was a significant drop-off in the game, in the concurrent player count on Steam for those 2-3 days that this thing was happening.
And people were asking for refunds. And people were getting refunds.
Shout out to the Black John. Yes, people were asking for refunds, and Steam was handing them out. Shout out to Steam. Valve is based.
Well, here's the thing. This is the reason why the Valve was handing out the refunds, because they realized these 177 countries that do not have access to making a PlayStation account, they know for a fact they could sue PlayStation. They could sue him, class action lawsuit for every single country that could not have access to the game after they've already been able to play it. And then Sony decided to pull this stuff. Sony would have gone bankrupt. Valve was saving Sony's ass. They were saving them.
And saving themselves by extension.
That's true. Yes. So
because Valve is also involved in the transaction when you bought Helldivers on Steam.
Yes, exactly.
So if you're going to do a class action, Valve has got some skin in the game.
Exactly. So they were saving their ass, but they're also saving Sony, because I can guarantee you I forgot this too. Sony was caught trying to change their terms of service.
Oh yeah.
People caught that, and they said no. You can't change terms of service.
That's not what it said a week ago. That's not what it said.
Yes. So
oh man,
don't pull this bullshit on us when you are allowing us to play this without your account. But then so-called my country, say for instance, I was in one of those countries. Say for instance, I'm in Mozambique and I cannot create the PlayStation account. And now are you taking this game away from me that I paid money for 3 months, 3-4 months. I paid money for this. And now you're taking it away from me? Oh, hell no. I'm lowering up right now. I'm getting a lawyer and I am going to take your ass to court. I will sue you until your company shuts down. That's exactly what what the PC Master Race will do. They will make sure they band together and they will take Sony down. They will be out of business. So Sony was right to backtrack on this because the fact is they would have lost everything. Sony would have been gone.
This would have been fun.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been fun. Sony's refund policy shocking. Shout out to Retro. A lot of people like to talk about PlayStation fans as if all of them are a blind mass of sheep. Retro is a super PlayStation guy, but he recognizes the flaws. And I would like to extend that to other people that I've seen personally, like, for example, JTech. I've seen him criticizing. But what happens is when JTech criticizes PlayStation, there's no engagement. No one is going to quote tweet him. It doesn't get viral or anything. It's just, whatever. Move on to the next tweet. Do you understand? Mike Johnson says that was Steam's fault for releasing it in those countries that could not make a PlayStation account. But that's not true, Mike. That's not true.
Oh my God.
Because as the story came out, settle down, Viper. As the story came out, Mike, only Arrowhead knew in advance that eventually the PlayStation sign-in was going to become mandatory and you would lose access to the game. Only Arrowhead knew that.
And they chose...
Steam did not know this.
They chose to turn that feature off because they were having problems with the servers. Yes. So that's why they shut that feature off. They knew that the stuff was in there 6 months before the release. And so they decided to turn off that damn feature. And when they turned it off, it was that people were able to get online and play just fine. Because remember at the beginning when the game came out, there was a problem with the servers. It was because of that PlayStation account feature, and they shut it down. And that's how they were able to help with getting people online to play the game. So don't put this bullshit out there that, I just...
Y'all already knew. Y'all already knew. No, that's not true. That's not true. They didn't put it in the terms of service that, it's not mandatory now, but in 3 months, it'll be mandatory. That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
No.
If it don't affect them, don't expect any change. Exactly. And console players, let's agree, Viper, before we head on out. Console players will not affect Sony. They will not affect Xbox. They will not affect Nintendo. Why? Because most of them are casual. And the casuals don't give a fuck. They really don't. They just want to play the latest Madden, the latest FIFA, and move on with life, which is fine. It's their fault. All right?
And one more thing
before... Sorry, it's not their fault. It's their prerogative. My bad.
And one more thing before we go.
Yeah.
It may not affect you, but if you don't say anything and you know it's wrong and it doesn't affect you, but it affects somebody else down the line, just wait until it starts to affect you. Because if you don't say anything now, these companies will say, you didn't say anything, so we're going to implement this and we're going to screw you over. Then it'll affect you, and now you're up in arms and nobody's coming to your aid because of the fact that you didn't come to their aid at the beginning. So if you see some injustice that's going on right now in the gaming community, so what if it doesn't affect you? Say something.
It's still wrong.
Say something so that way these companies don't come back and screw you over. You make sure that they can listen to your voice. Because right now, the PC community just did something to let the console gamers know that, listen, you need to put these corporations in check. If you don't put these corporations in check, they will run all over you. They will screw you with no lube, and that'll be that. And you'll say, please, can I have some more? That's what's going to happen. So all of you PlayStation fanboys, all you Xbox fanboys, all you Nintendo fanboys, if it does not bother you now, it will in the future. It will in the future. So right now, and you can call me a Xbox refugee or PC refugee, whatever the hell you want to call me. I don't give a damn, because it's going to happen to you, Mike Johnson. It's going to happen to you. So I can tell you right now, anybody out here right now that is a console fanboy, you need to speak up. Tell these companies what you're doing is not right. And when you band together and let them know your displeasure and let them and vote with your wallet, I can guarantee you, you make it better for everybody else. Not only for yourself, but for everybody else. And if you're going to be this selfish and not say a damn thing because it doesn't affect you, you're the problem too.
And to add on your point about if you see something, you have to say something, even if it's not affecting you directly.
Exactly.
I'm going to slant a little bit back to the Twitter interaction I had with that person. That person essentially was calling me out because I was saying that racism towards white people is bad.
Any racism is bad.
And that's what I was saying. And for me, the logic is, bro, as someone that knows that racism hurts and it's a bad thing, right? Mm-hmm. And it has happened to me. How can I now see it being practiced on other people? And then I'm just like, go.
All racism is bad.
What are you talking about?
And then I'm gonna go a little deeper, which I shouldn't, but you know, the whole Black Lives Matter movement that occurred, they weren't just saying that only Black Lives Matter. They mean all lives matter. It's just at that moment when there was a disproportionate amount of Black lives being killed off, we need to highlight it. That's right. So the fact is, we're not saying only this, but we're saying focus on this right now, and then let's fix this so that everyone else can be taken care of. Because if you don't fix this, it's going to happen to you too. You want to kill off all these black people, all these cops want to kill off black people. I guarantee you, once they're done with all the black people, they're going to come for the brown people. They're going to come for the yellow people. They're going to come for the white people. Think about it. They're going to come for everyone. They don't give a damn because it's their blue line versus our color line. Okay? So that's what we're all talking about.
All right, I'm going to start sending you the link on Sundays. I'm going to start sending you the link on Sunday. The dude, you're saying racism is bad, LOL. But seriously, that's where we're at right now. It's to the point where saying this is controversial. Saying racism is bad is a bad thing. You shouldn't be saying it. People start calling you out and saying, are you really black? Are we really sure? It's wild.
We can come for the rainbow people too. We can come for them too. Because some of them got some mental instability as well.
Yo,
I'm gonna say it.
Sunday. So I'll see you on PSN when Ghost comes out. Are you talking to me, Retro, or I think it's Viper, because I've already played Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm good. I almost platinumed it. I'm good.
I don't think I'm gonna play it on PC.
No,
I've got a bunch of PlayStation games on PC anyway, so I don't know.
But Ghost of Tsushima is one of the best. It's one of the best recent PlayStation games.
I'll see. I'll see about it. You know.
All right. Well, Plug your stuff, brother. Tell people where they can find you, etc., etc.
Well, you'll find me in the morgue trying to get rid of all these dead bodies. No, just joking.
Let's go.
No. Basically, I don't have any YouTube channel or anything like that. I'm just on GRG on Fridays. Might be off of it a little bit because my schedule is starting to change. So, but for now, GRG on Fridays on K Mega's channel. I might show up on Loke's channel on Sundays,
Let's go.
And then
it's 2100 Central African time.
Oh God! Now I gotta go look this up because I don't know what 2100 South.
You know what? It's time. It's time Americans knew that there's other times around the world. You guys just like talking about, it's at 5 p.m. Eastern. The fuck? You guys don't own time?
I don't know. All right. The only other time that I know of that's around the world is BST, which is 5 hours. Well, actually, no, it's 6 hours. Since I'm Central Standard Time, BST, which is British Standard Time, it is 6 hours ahead of me. So that's it.
All right. Well, look it up. 2100 Central African Time. Sorry, go ahead. Finish on
2100 Central. I hate you. Anyway, I'm done. God.
Thanks for hanging with me. Really appreciate it.
Of course.
So, thank you to everyone in the chat. Retro, my brother, the dude, Vincent Vega. Vince, if you want me to shoot you a link for Sunday, I would like to discuss the whole PCMR situation with you because it seems like a very sore spot for you. Or if you don't want to come on, just write me the longest text that you can, explaining it, and DM it to me, and I will read it. I will read it out and try to understand why the whole PCMR thing really gets your bacon boiling. Welcome. Thank you to Black John as well, Mike Johnson. The super chats from Ray Chi, Drawn TJ, Epic Gamer, Big Mad Mo, Jax82, Yodani Casada as well. Thank you guys for coming through. Really appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow we're off for TSWS, but Ham's going to be on Matt's channel. So here's our schedule. Our weekly schedule is as follows. Sundays is for Loke's Gaming Log. This is a podcast where I decompress from the week in gaming at 2100 Central African Time.
7 hours Mondays, Central Standard Time. Thank you very much.
There we go. Mondays are for the crossover at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, where Ham Solo and K Mega discuss Xbox-related stuff. Tuesdays, me and Ham Solo duke it out in a quickfire discussion centering on video game news on the Lowdown at 5 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, we're off on TSWS, but Ham Solo does feature on Matt Likes Games channel for the two-player podcast at 4 p.m. Eastern on Matt Likes Games channel. Did I mention that Matt Likes Games? Thursdays are headlined by Behind Them Sticks at 8 p.m. Eastern, where Ham Solo introduces people in and around gaming that you may or may not know to try and positively bring people together. Fridays is the big hangout we've coined as bullsitting, featuring Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games, Ham Solo, Mental Niner, myself, and a special guest or two to discuss the week's big gaming happenings, and also to find out what Cozy Beluga will eat or drink live on stream at 4 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Lowdown on TSWS Gaming. We hope you had as much fun watching as we did talking gaming. If you enjoyed the podcast, smash the like button. If you didn't like the podcast, smash the like button because we all know the algorithm doesn't care. Also, subscribe to our channel for more gaming content. Thank you also very much for joining us.